was a grave many people of totally different cultural and religious and concepts, because it creates a pressure group inside each country that does that.
And I love people who say, the blood of liberty, or excuse me, the tree of liberty is what?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
It kind of retarded. It kind of went when I tried to go into it. I heard a stutter on front of it, so it actually made it hilariously funny to hear him actually say that he's retarded. Yeah, it worked itself out great. Worked itself out great. There you go. There's the ads that are gonna go ahead and run over on the. You know, if you're out there, you're listening. I know the first couple of minutes, you know, kind of get covered up with ads and whatnot. You know, so it is what it is. It's kind of fun, and if you listen to those ads, you listen to them as opposed to hitting the skip button. You do help each and every single person that you watch. If you're sitting on Brave, you go ahead and unblock your ads for those of us that you're watching. It really does help when it comes to the payout on that. Real Patriots Party. I know that you've been sitting there for like an hour plus or whatever. Good to see if you're still with us. We'll try to bring you a little bit of excitement so that you're not so bored. We are live over on that YouTube side. For a moment, I actually did leave the thumbnail that I have for the Rumble over on the YouTube side. And I was watching, and there just so happened to be like somebody sitting there crushing the heart button and the cheers button or whatever, just sitting there smashing those little things on the corner. I was just giggling because I'm like, somebody's got it going on. You can get into the locals. It does look like Telegram's actually up. Telegram's up. Being that that's up, I usually end up closing it because nobody really watches. If you're over there and you watch and you're like, hey, gotta pay attention to me, I'll go over and I'll start paying attention. It still says 0. You see that here? It says 0. Right? It always does.
Oh, is that the little link there?
Yeah, that little chain link that's there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what that is. So then I keep on forgetting to do it. So then I figured if I do one at the beginning of the show, and then I'll do one at the end of the show, I can actually do a couple of these ad reads as opposed to just doing whatever I had been doing. Being that there's enough people here that I can actually do one. I'm going to do one here real fast.
Okay.
Looking to help the next generation understand the famed U.S. Constitution in the new 100-page graphic novel from U.S. Comics, you can find in comic book format the U.S. Constitution explained amendment by amendment. The stunning graphic novel delves into the issues going into each amendment, as well as the controversial issues of today. Top comic artists from U.S. Comics have created a graphic novel as a must-have for every classroom, as well as every American family. Learn about the factors leading up to the establishment of the Bill of Rights, the Virginia Plan, states' rights, and how each amendment protects our freedoms and liberties. Find this and more exciting product at uscomics.com.
.com.
Check that out. I gotta kind of like things just aren't like I moved things. Y'all see that I'm kind of in a different direction from where I was yesterday. I had to actually put in a work order or whatever for the main PC or whatever again. They said that they actually replaced the motherboard last time. Yeah, I just assumed that they would get sick of replacing motherboards and having things crash out, that they would just go ahead and update BIOS. They think that they said that they did, but when they sent it to me, it didn't really come through the way that they I think that they assumed it was. So all the things that they suggested I did, I go ahead and did, and it still didn't work. So I don't know what that means for me if they're going to eventually go ahead and try replacing my processor. I would hope that would be the deal, and it could be the way it would be. Sup, Thomas? Good to see you, my man. I sound all right? I sound different?
You sound good.
Okay, good. Because I mean, I put voice mod on over here so that it would actually kind of pick up the ambient as opposed to it being what it was. Hello, Joseph Wallace. Good to see you. Good to see you. YouTube side is live. Coffee Crew Mocha. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Much love, my man. We're going to kind of get into this here. Let's see.
Let's do it.
Like I said, I kind of have myself set up a little different. So work with me.
Oh, and he dropped. I guess you're going to have to work with me, but unfortunately, I can't share screen when he's gone. Hey, Coffee Crew, Thomas. So
Weird.
what?
And it said browser console error, and I'm like, what do you mean browser console error? Huh? I can't share my screen?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
There you go.
I'm like, okay. Like that's a fun way to tell me no. Jerusalem Post, regional quake, 5.2 magnitude earthquake hits northern central Israel and surrounding countries. Uh-huh.
Okay, well, we had two this week.
You had like a big 7, right? And then there's a 7 over in Japan, a 7.1 in Japan. You guys had a couple, and now this just happened again. This is on Tuesday, and I'm like, fairly large seismic reactions around the world for what it be. It's kind of interesting to have them all of a sudden come up and say, "Oh, now there's a 5.2." Now I hit on the 7.1. I usually don't hit on the California because California, if I hit on California, I hit it on every single day.
Well, no, I mean, it's like the high, like almost 5s and up I'd hit on. But yeah, I mean, we
right. And that's why I'm like, oh, this was a 5.2. That's why I'm like, I hit on the 7.1. This is a 5.2. And that's why I say I usually don't pay attention because it's usually there's like multitude of 4s all day long in California, almost every day.
No, well, not in my region. So to have like a 5 and then a 4 within a week was kind of crazy for us. And then one last week.
So it was kind of out of
yeah, it's kind of
norm.
Like norm.
Interesting. So whatever. There's some that believe that that there's some of the larger ones are collapsing tunnels potentially.
Yeah. I've heard that.
Other things that could potentially become part of why some of the collapses are happening where they're happening. Kind of pay attention to some of that is where I'm kind of going with it. Is like kind of an interesting area for this to actually take place over in a contested area of Israel. Now, right, exactly. It's like, well, so they're like, it was up in the northern part. So they're saying like others like Syria had immediate flashbacks to 2023 when it was 7.8 magnitude earthquake, killed over 50,000. So like, so if the 5.2 actually scared enough people up and around the whole Damascus, Syria area, that they're all really seriously concerned. You can see Jordan State Agency reported a 3.9 aftershock less than an hour after the initial quake. So there's still some ongoing. Let's see, what's Morocco killing in September? Why are we going back to September? Why do we care about that?
We don't.
Hospitals are not resistant to earthquakes. Thanks for the information. Schools are not either. They're not
I'd hate to
reinforced.
be right in the middle of surgery during an earthquake. That would suck.
Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. But I when it comes down to it, they keep on doing things. And you wonder, well, how long does it take for them to actually get to, retaliation. They're like, oh, here it is. Retaliation's right around the corner. White House says potential Iran retaliation against Israel could come this week. And I said retaliation. You're like, retaliation? It was just an earthquake. Was it?
Maybe not.
Biden administration is preparing a potential attack on Israel by Iran and its proxies as soon as this week in retaliation to the recent assassination of top leaders of Hamas and Hezbollah. We have to be prepared for what could be a significant set of attacks, which is why, again, we have increased our force posture and capabilities in the region, even in just the last few days. That's John Kirby for you. That's John Kirby's quote. So I mean, the man with little to no information, because he's just a spokesperson. He's going to only say the things that they tell him to say. The Pentagon as rarely makes public statements in the location of submarines, said Sunday Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin. Yeah, I mean, you really normally don't. I mean, you'd think that you'd want to actually go in. You'd almost assume that there's submarines everywhere else that you wouldn't assume there were or something. This is why they have things to find submarines, other boats that do that, sonar type situations. Austin has also ordered the USS Abraham Lincoln carrier strike group to accelerate its movement into Indo-Pacific to the Middle East. So he's like, well, strategically position certain things in and around everywhere. What are you trying to actually do? You trying to prevent war, or are you like trying to actually escalate it? Because, when you look at complaints from the United States where we say, Russia just parked the submarine, 600 feet off of the Florida Keys, and you're like, I mean, where the fuck are we? Let's tell everybody where we're at. Let's tell everybody where we're at. You be like, hey, all right. You want to know where you're at? Thanks for telling us where you're at, because now we're going to tell you where we're at. So everybody now knows. We're all ready. You remember within the last 2 days, or what did we go through yesterday? China launched their set. They're saying that they accelerated their set of space tech. So there's a lot of things that are coming real quick. You're like, what's happening?
Wait a minute.
The moves are made according to the Pentagon to protect U.S. forces in the region, as well as to help Israel defend itself against anticipated retaliatory attack and Iranian proxies. You're like, wait a minute, what?
Oh, like that last chat from Jorge did not come through on my chat
from Jorge. What's up, Jorge?
But
Jorge, I was going to vote for Trump until 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I don't really care for J.D. Vance. I'm with you on that one, bro. I'm with you.
No, he was talking about how the whole thing about sending Israel more weapons.
Being bad at Israel, and Trump said, there's more money that's actually being sent now, so I mean, as we speak, so I mean, as far as that goes, I'm sick of it being funded for sure. I'm with you on that. I don't like things being funded. Trump's speech about Kamala being good for Israel and Trump said that he wants to supply more weapons to Israel. I mean, he also wants to try iron doming the United States, but I mean, it's under my impression that the cycle Trump would be less pro-Zionist. Guess I was wrong. So much hate. I mean, I don't really care about either side of it, really. I think both sides need to stop. I think all of it needs to just like if you can't get along with each other, go fuck yourselves. I ain't funding you no more. Go do what you're gonna do, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the end.
I just don't understand why it's our job to do that. Still can't figure that one out.
We put them there in 1947, did we not?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, we did it on purpose. Oh. Wasn't there another Jewish state over in like the other side of like Russia or something, some shit, China? That was kind of small nation area. that's no longer existing? I mean,
Yeah.
or does it still exist? I don't know. I'm gonna ask him.
Hmm.
Like I said, YouTube, you all getting a fucking Rumble show. You ain't getting no special YouTube. I ain't gonna talk about nothing, whatever, because whatever. The administration has been braced into attack ever since Iran publicly blamed Israel for back-to-back assassinations and top leaders of Hamas and Hezbollah. At the end of July, Israel had claimed responsibility killing Fauj Kur, top Hezbollah commander in Lebanon. What has not confirmed the involvement of the death of Hamas political leader Ishmael has not confirmed it. Then why did they actually even say that? I mean, that's the July 31st. It's been 15, 16 days and they still haven't confirmed it. That's kind of fishy.
Yeah.
In April, Iran launched more than 300 drones and missiles at Israel and did minimal damage thanks to Israeli air defenses and helped them with the U.S. and other allies. This time, U.S. officials are concerned about Hezbollah's potential entry into the fight, may prompt a wider regional war in the Biden administration, has been trying to avoid since October 7th. When Hamas attacked Israel, leading to Israel's retaliation in Gaza, Hezbollah, according to the CIA and the United States of America, has estimated 150,000 rockets and missiles it could use against Israel, while Israel is still fighting a war against Hamas and Gaza. Kirby expressed optimism that ceasefire negotiations could continue this week in Doha, Qatar, to end the fighting in Gaza. We fully expect that those talks are going to move forward, and they need to move forward. All negotiators should return to the table and bring this deal to a close. All right. But, again, CBS News, so leftist media, grains of salt with everything that you actually watch, and listening to it from any kind of media source. Don't just take it seriously, be else, and you'd be like, oh, what's up, Suzanne? Good to see you, dude. I can't stand Vance either. Guys are weird. I don't care for the weird against the right either. It's kind of weird in itself, in my opinion. I just said, hope that didn't sound racist. They all have dual citizenship as well. They kind of do, don't they? They kind of do, don't they? I shared on the tubes, make it troll in here. It's all right. I'm down with trolls. I can deal. I don't. And anybody that's listening, you're thinking that I'm sitting on one side or the other. You're greatly mistaken. Yeah, I vote for that guy twice. I'll vote for him again. Because the deep state go fuck themselves. The only news I listen to is Australian one. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice.
Well, they're pretty getting pretty wild over there too.
On some of it they are. Let me close this. Biden administration approves $20 billion in weapons and aircraft sales to Israel. So, who's funding who? And why do we keep on funding more over and over again forever? The United States has bottomless pockets, it's coming out of the wazoo. Can't you see? $35 trillion in the hole. It's okay.
What do you mean? Approved $20 billion in arms sales
to Israel, including scores of fighter jets and advanced air-to-air missiles. State Department announced on Tuesday. So the State Department. So this comes out of the Pentagon. This is the what they're saying that they're going to send them for the $20 billion in arms. So we spend $20 billion to make the product, and we send the product to you, and you get to use it.
That just sucks.
It makes no sense. At loss to them and everybody else in there. What the? Industrial war complex. Listening to the news outside of the U.S. is good. Yeah, I like to use RT and Jerusalem Post and a couple others or whatever to actually call their shit out too. You know, because for what it be. You sound as much energized, Koolfrogg. That's great. I'm feeling much better. So yeah, absolutely. And so then, like I said, it's the amount of equipment that they're sending. Congress has notified the impending sale that it's expected since April and comes at a time of intense concern for Israel. So the $20 billion worth of arms is ready for them. We're sending, the package includes 50 F-15s, 30 advanced medium-range air-to-air missile, tactic vehicles, large number of tank cartridges, and high explosive mortar cartridges. However, the weapons are not expected to get to Israel right away or even this year.
Okay. That's
between 2026 and 2029.
what?
Between 2026 and 2029.
So we're still going to be over the. What the fuck, man?
they're like, we got you.
I mean, we already left so much shit over in
years.
Afghanistan. I mean, like, I get it. It's going to take a long time to resupply all this shit, but still.
Cyber Mouse is in the house. What up, man? They're funding around Israel, making them sanctimonious dicks. I mean, F-15s. LOL. What is this, Top Gun? Right, conspiracy? Right? Y'all make sure you smash some like buttons wherever you're at. Whether it's on Rumble or YouTube or locals or Telegram. I mean, I believe it's still up. That computer's kicked itself twice now. Hence why I'm not using it. The items intended to maintain the build Israel's overall long-term defense capability, and most of the items will be delivered in installments over the course of several years. A State Department official told CBS News the F-15s, for example, will be manufactured by Boeing. Ah, perfect. Operationally functional airplanes.
Goodness.
Right. I mean, so then, you know, Congress can't help themselves. We kind of hit the Pentagon. We kind of divert ourselves to the rest of the Congress while we're there. As Senate adjourned for the summer recess, yes, summer recess. Members of Congress are divided on the plan to fund federal government beyond September 30th to avoid shutdown. Both chambers of Congress must pass appropriations bills to fund federal government after September 30th, when the 2025 fiscal year begins, since March 23rd. When Congress completed the process in 2024, September. October, November, December, October. What was it? October, November, December, January, February, March. They're already 6 months off on the last one. So do you think they're going to actually go ahead and do on time? They're going to actually go ahead and pass up in September? They can't help themselves.
Nah.
Oh, let's pass another stopgap.
Right.
We need to make sure that bill funds Ukraine,
Yep.
Israel, Taiwan, as well as the AUKUS stuff against North Korea, just in case. We need to up all of that tremendously, with as many funds as we possibly can, because, you know, warmongering ourselves into everybody else's stuff, it's the way to go. I mean, they just told us 2026 to 2029 where Israel's going to get bolstered some more stuff, right?
You know what's sad is you're absolutely correct. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, Yo, I seriously sat on the left for the longest time and actually paid attention to all the things and I thought it was just the greatest thing. I'm like, oh, this is awesome, blah 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 blah. And all of a sudden I'm
Oh
like,
God, you lived
all of a sudden
hard.
I'm like, started looking at things and waking up and paying attention and doing things that that most on the left wouldn't really do, to actually just like look at something. And all of a sudden you're like, start using your brain, questioning things, and you're like, huh, wow, whoa, that's kind of interesting. So it's like I understand them, and now when I go and this is Epic Times, obviously. I go and I read from the right, and I'm just like, this is amazing to actually see what they have to say about it. When you hear from the left, and you hear from, you're like, these.
What?
It's not. No, it's all one. It's all one. It's
Yes.
it's a mother, two wings of the same motherfucking bird.
Yep.
You're not getting away from it. You think you're getting away from either side of it. You're greatly mistaken. You set up a dual stream with Trumpster Bob. I don't dual stream. If Trumpster Bob wants to come and say hi, sure. Or if he wants me to come say hi to him, absolutely. Otherwise, dual stream, good. Blip.
Flip.
What up, man? He caught us at the end of the show last night, so he's like, I better get in there tonight. When Congress completed the process in 2024, nearly 6 months late, they drafted 12 spending bills. 12. How many spending bills do you think it's going to actually take for them to actually do it again? Because, dang well. And we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention. Why? Because this happens in September. October, November, things change. Things change potentially. So we don't know where it changes. Does it go and flip to the left again off the House? Or was it, like they're projecting, will the right keep it and take the Senate? Because there's the potential. There's the potential with the whole J.D. Vance being the vice president would be a swing to the other side of Kamala Harris's golden little hammer that she got for the most tiebreakers. Think about it. You think about it. So I mean, it could be very interesting to see where things could go in November if they're going to try passing whatever they're trying to do here in September. The money's going to dictate a lot.
Yeah.
Money's going to dictate a lot. You have to pay attention to what them Democrats are going to do, because they're going to try funding and bolstering things behind closed doors, like they always do. I mean, I'm not going to say Republicans ain't, but
Or
there's a lot
pass
of right.
like a
There's
2,000-page bill through that's got all the funding in it.
right. Right.
Fuckers.
So it just kind of goes to those bills, and I know that I went through all dozen of those bills last when they actually passed or whatever, and it was like, these motherfuckers, look at all the freaking shit.
Right?
Look at all the money they're spending. They're spending money that we don't have. They're just like, oh, we don't care. We don't care. We're going to take us to 34 trillion. At this time, that's where they were going. And now,
Where are we at now?
Even, 8 months later, we're at 35, right? You just like, it just doesn't stop. These motherfuckers just like, oh, what? Brrr, money printer go burr.
What, Blip?
You know where the money printer doesn't go burr?
Hmm.
Right here in this house. I'm seriously so broke at all times. All times. Y'all can donate to anything at any point in time. It'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. I think I'm like 25 off of, or 15 off of cash out button on the Rumble side. I'm just saying, you can always donate over on the YouTube side. There is a quote unquote frog army that still kind of exists over there for now. That's probably going to change here soon if I can continue to use the YouTube. I mean, they told me that they were going to demonetize me if I didn't demonetize myself. So I'm like, all right, fine. I'll go use your shit for a while until you do, because they're gonna do it. I know damn well they always do. They don't like the way I talk.
Great liquor share.
Great liquor. What up, brother? Miss you guys. Yeah. I mean, I guess, but sort of. Lady Liberty is being raped by Ismailites. I mean, these are highly conservative bills. So if we don't get all the Republicans to vote for them, we can't pass them on the floor because the margins are so small. There's issues. That's why there's so many issues with passing anything. Is the divided Congress that it be is really seriously not getting anywhere. The only way that they got anywhere last time was when Mike Johnson decided to cuck. Mike Johnson decided to cuck, and they funded the last bit or whatever. He cucked out on it. He's like, oh, all right, fine. Well, what do I get out of this? How many millions to go to my pocket? And, all right, okay, I'm fine then. I guess I can fund everything else. He really did. He was Trump supporter, MAGA Mike, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, cut."
Total shill.
NIH reorganization unlikely to happen this Congress. That's how seriously fucked everything is. They're like they can't get anything straight. They can't get anything straight. So their National Institute of Health. House and Senate Republicans have floated separate plans to reorganize the National Institute of Health, but the efforts are unlikely to go anywhere in this Congress, as multiple Capitol Hill staffers and other stakeholders prior to COVID and the NIH enjoyed bipartisan support from Congress, with year-over-year funding increases in the praise of the agency whenever its officials appeared before Congress. And that's why. You know why? Because of these kind of numbers right here. Look at these budget numbers. $49 billion budgets for research. Billion for shit. For COVID.
Wait. Did you see that word up there? Stakeholders. The stakeholders say no.
Stakeholders say no. They're like, wait a minute. No. Because why? This one right here, the Capitol Hill staffers and stakeholders. Why? Because they're like, we want the money. Here, what's it? But Congress also reviewed the agency as part of 2016's medical research law that authorized $6.3 billion in funding. Oh. How many billions of dollars do you want to actually push? The NIH pays for more than biomedical research that other public institutions in the world, allocated more than 90% of its roughly $49 billion budget to research around the world.
Yeah, they pay universities, their little secret underground labs to build bioweapons.
Where do you think Wuhan came from? Where do you think all these other institutions? Where do you think? I mean, you think COVID only came from Wuhan? It didn't. I mean, obviously we know it came from out of Pennsylvania and others, all these other institutions as well that had medical biomedical research facilities around the United States and other countries. I'm seriously, again, fuck you, YouTube. I see monetized channels that make you and your worst day look like unalterable. I know, but when it comes down to it, Suzanne, I don't know how many times I've gotten struck, and if they don't strike me here today for this, I mean, let's go. Let's get monetized, because I'm done. Hit that money thing. Let's go. House and Senate proposals. Retired House Energy and Commerce Chair Kathy McMorris Rogers out of Washington, a Republican, has made oversight in biomedical research agency a top priority. In June, her committee introduced a detailed plan to restructure and reorganize this agency. GOP appropriators, including the proposal for fiscal 2025 labor HHS education spending bill, but Senate appropriators only included minor changes to the agency in their 2025 funding bill. Why do they need that much money if they're only doing minor changes? They're doing minor changes. What's wrong with everything that you have? Why do you need? Oh, never mind. I get it. Look, 27 institutes and centers
Disclosures.
Would consolidate the agency's currently 27 institutes and centers into 15. Initiate a congressionally mandated review. Yeah, bull fucking shit. More like you're gonna take the 27 institutes and you're gonna add 15.
Right.
There's no way. Come on. You'd be like, what? There's only 40. I mean, wait until you see numbers next year. They actually talked to Cassidy. Cassidy's white papers, which looks at a funnel more resources towards early stage research and address biomedical workforce challenges, has not yet become legislation, but Louisiana senator is not planning on dropping the issue anytime soon. He's like, no, I'm not going to drop it. We need to restructure this. We need to structure this now. And if he's not going to actually go ahead and, they're not going to back down. They're not going to back down. There's too many people that are into and being funded by what is, Janssen and Moderna and Pfizer. We all know that.
Yes.
We all know that those are the main funders. I swear to God, every single person that's in Congress, and every single last one of them should don NASCAR-style jackets when they're out on the floor that shows insignias and emblems for every little thing that funds them.
Right.
These motherfuckers would have hats and things hanging off of them with big flags.
They'd have to wear trench coats to get all those things on. Not
right, exactly.
jackets.
That's what I'm saying. They would have flyers and flags and shit hanging off of everything everywhere because they'd be like, I don't have enough space. All my little logos are this big. This made me laugh. This is intended to make you laugh. This is next. This is where I got the thumbnail. If you didn't see the thumbnail over on the YouTube for a short bit, before I changed it, the thumbnail's over on the Rumble side. They get the better one because fuck YouTube. No, seriously, getting struck for bullshit before. Like seriously, that's why she says you're like an altar boy. It's like, yeah, right. This struck me for shit. Unearthed photo shows teen JD Vance posing in bathroom with 3 girls at urinals. And that's where I put Trump's face over the top of JD Vance.
Oh.
And then it was Kamala Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and then I put Fat Waltz because it's just the way it was.
Interesting. All right. I mean, come on. I mean, really?
It made more sense.
Who cares?
It made more sense. JD Vance, no fan of gender-neutral bathrooms, is photographed. I know, right? It's like, what the fuck? Huh? It was photographed in high school yearbook next to 3 girls posing in front of urinals in the bathroom during their senior year. Tampon Tim is going to have fun with this. Tampon Tim's going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Who's the one that has girls in urinals?
Well, at least he wasn't in the girls' bathroom. That would have been bad.
I mean, girls on urinals is gonna, be a thing. Come on now.
Oh.
Girls on urinals? It kind of rhymes, it kind of works, it kind of
not for me, it doesn't.
I mean, you got to be from Minnesota. He's not from Minnesota either, but he kind of girls and urinals. He's gonna have fun with
you
it.
can't even
This
pee
is so fucking retarded. They're like, oh, look at something happened so long ago. I want to point to you White Hood for the party. I mean, you can go be gay with yourself. I don't care what you do. I don't know. I mean, you really need to do that to yourself all the time? Ask GPT if it's still GPT. That GPT was gone. It's been yeeted. Your mom is monetized. Yeah, that's what she said last night. And she wasn't worth it. The photo unearthed the Daily Mail shows the 18-year-old JD Hamill as he was known at that time, standing next to three girls who were facing the urinals. The picture is captured in a 2003 Middletown High School yearbook. Now, 21 years ago, bro is in the bathroom being a dude. I mean, there's
Dude,
three
he's
girls.
young.
Right. He was young. He was in high school. I mean, I'm
No, I'm just saying 2003 as a senior? Fuck, man.
no, yeah, he is young. He's very young. But yeah, I mean, I'd rather the girls in urinals as opposed to tampons
Yes.
in the boys' room.
Yes. I agree.
Just saying, the tampons in the boys' room don't need to be. There's no reason. There's no reason. Stop it. Stop trying to push your bullshit on everybody else because you can't handle your own bullshit.
Thomas, you guys are babies.
Fuck off. Give a shit about your fifis. Here's a message for JD Vance from two postmenopausal women.
Oh, good Lord. This is going to be fun.
In 2020 podcast interview, aspiring Vice President JD Vance appeared to agree to host Eric Weinstein's assertion that the whole purpose of a postmenopausal female is helping to raise children. He recently didn't dispute it. I mean, who gives a what the fuck? He's like, well, really? In the day when it used to be, is like the family took care of the family. It wasn't that you took off and spread out and split off and made your own thing and went and fucked off by yourself, whatever. You've kind of lived in a house, in a household that was handed down from generation to generation. It wasn't ever supposed to be that your house was sold from underneath you the second that you died because there's nobody there to take it from you. There's always somebody that's there to take it from you if you did it the way they originally did, which is the reason why they actually kind of probably worded it the way they did, as those that don't have children now that had children previously were the ones that raised the children, as that took the parent out of the equation to actually go make the money for the household. Wow. Math. I mean, why would you want to live with other people? It's like we want to be. They want to make us loners, and now look where we're at.
They do.
Look where we're at. We're sitting. I'm sitting in the corner of my bedroom office. You're sitting in your office, and
And our
I mean, there's other
spouses
people in the
are
houses.
in bed.
Right? They're sleeping. Children are sleeping.
Oh, no,
I mean,
my teenagers in here.
mine are. But I mean, when it comes down to it, you think about it. It made it so much easier to actually live in a family that actually had, family living with them. You say, what? I don't know why it turned into everybody needed to take off from the house.
That's the Democrat thing. Separate the family. Separate the family so the moms can go on welfare.
No, right. I mean, I actually, and that's what you're right. You're right because two children that are older, 11 years apart. They're all 11 years apart. I got 3 children, and when you look at it, it's just like 5, 16, and fuck, one's going to be almost 27, and you're like, "What? Holy shit, bro!" You're like, you think about it. I mean, they should be in the house, all of them, and then their kids should be able to be taken care of. It as I'm sitting in my parents' house that's probably big enough to actually take care of all of them. But my parents don't want to share it because the Democrats.
I moved out when I was 17.
I mean, I moved out when I was 15 and then got emancipated at 17. So I mean, when it comes down to, I mean, lived there, sure. I mean, I lived in Minnesota for a long time, and the don't give a fuck is really seriously a big, huge thing where like everybody just assumed. Eventually, somebody will pay for everything for me. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That mindset doesn't work. It doesn't work. Trying to actually get past that is it's nerve-wracking and very hard and very difficult to actually understand how stupid you can actually be in life. A spokesperson told NBC News that Vance was not, in fact, agreeing to the host's postmenopausal comment and accused the media of dishonestly putting words in JD's mouth. You can listen to the clip for yourself, but as two women lawyers well into their life stage ourselves minus the grandchildren, we have thoughts. Oh, you do, huh? You have thoughts? And so do many, many women. Those menopausal supposed to be grannies are similarly appalled by the Republican Party, more broadly, that has repeatedly made statements suggesting a deep disdain for women's bodily autonomy, to say nothing of their ability to make their own choices about their lifestyle and purpose. Yeah, go, like I said, go live by yourself. Go live by yourself because that's what everybody wants you to do. In a viral threatened act, a remarkable collection of women demonstrated precisely why it is entitled to a respected place in society. The respondents included an operating room nurse, a city council member, a CEO of landscape supply company, and a CPA, a legal assistant. I don't know, like I give a shit what the fuck you are. I mean, really? Why don't you go ahead and tell me that what color your skin is and what color your clothing is?
Right.
I mean, food pantry volunteers, political campaign volunteers, and yes, pet owners and caregivers all chimed in too. Elsewhere in the platform, the handsmaid. Oh, fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off!
Oh, that was such a weird show. I was like, what the hell is this?
Nope. We got other things to do. We got other things to do than sit there and worry about some bullshit that they're gonna sit there and lie about. I don't give a fuck. Because that's what they do. That's what they do. There was a leftist media bullshit.
That's every day.
That was that leftist media bullshit for sure. No, I know. And that's what I give to you, so that way you understand that when it comes down to it. Not you personally. I'm talking to everybody. That's why I give you is so that we can debunk the bullshit. We're gonna kind of skip through this. We're not gonna listen to all of this. Banks.
That's how much of a statement he's made in his community. Proud to have you come up here, brother.
We never listen to anything at regular speed if we can.
Real American hero, Brian Mast from Florida. This man has sacrificed so much for this great country. I'm proud to serve in the halls of Congress with him and my good friend, Mike Waltz, also from Florida. Give it up for another great American. I'm Jim Banks. I'm a congressman from the great state of Indiana, and I believe that America is the greatest country in the history of the world. That's right. Vice President of the United States of America, J.D. Vance, and his wife, Usha.
I enjoy the song. I really do. It's too bad. It's too bad for what it be that he had to actually take the song. I really seriously, after looking at what this guy's about, looking at the numbers, looking at the things that this guy's actually done, and who he's tied to, I really seriously, I mean, hey, Rumble, I could use some money.
Wow. Man, it's great to be here. Hoorah, we got a Marine out there. God bless you. We're here. What do you guys put in the water here in Western PA? This is a hell of a crowd. Thank you, guys. It's great to be here. It's great to be part of VFW Post 92. I've actually got the card right here in my pocket. I'm officially a member. So this is not the last time you're going to see me. I'm going to come back to VFW Post 92, have some pancakes, maybe a cigarette, whatever, right? We'll figure it out then. Let me just say a few things here. And before I do, I want to, please take a seat, please. I want to.
Okay, hold on. I got to pause him first.
What?
Before he gets into his thought, Suzanne says, did you see the Canadian news today? The government fined the Amish $400,000 for not downloading the Arrive Can app. Holy hell. Can they put liens on homes? I mean, Lamau. They find the Amish for not downloading an app. And
Huh?
the Amish have phones?
No, they don't.
I mean,
Well, some the younger ones do, but not the older ones.
so tomorrow you're gonna write letters to politicians? Good. At least somebody will. Good to see you, Keyline Warrior. I mean, Coffee Cream Mocha, what's up, man? Deadwood was way better. I mean, maybe that's the one I should go watch.
It is. That's a good show.
I think it's appropriate because this is actually the 3-year anniversary of when President Joe Biden got us out of Afghanistan in the most disgraceful way. And of course, Kamala Harris was right there every step of the way. And because they tried to shut the airport before they got everybody out, one of the most catastrophic mistakes in the history of the U.S. military, totally unforced error from Kamala Harris and a total failure of leadership. We lost 13 brave service members that we didn't need to lose. And that was 3 years ago. So before we get started here, I just thought it would be appropriate for us to observe a moment of silence, think about those 13 young Americans who died and think about their sacrifice. Amen. Thank you all. And thank you all for remembering them. You know, a lot of you know my story of service and a lot of you don't. So just talk a little bit about my service in the United States Marine Corps, what it meant to me and how it transformed me.
What?
I'm confused. JD Vance, I thought he would. Well, he's Lutheran, right? Is that what it was?
Lutheran?
What was he? Not Catholic. I didn't think he was.
I didn't even know. I don't even know what he is.
Oh, I thought it said he was Lutheran.
Are you there?
Yeah, no. The only reason that I questioned it is because I seen that he did the sign of the cross, and I was like, oh, I thought. But then I'm like, oh, wait, is he Lutheran? Is that what he said he was? There's somewhere that he shows his faith. Damn it. All right. He used to be an atheist, but believes he's what? Really liked the Catholic Church. It was just really. Oh, he is a Catholic. Converted to Catholicism within the last 4 or 5 years. Oh, okay. I mean, I really don't. I mean, I was brought up in the Catholic religion, like all the way through to the whole baptism to all the way to confirmation or whatever, the whole thing. 18 years of education and whatnot. Cult. Just saying.
Hoorah, we've got some Marines out there. Of course, we're the loudest and the most obnoxious. Of course, that's what we bring to the United States military. I've been traveling around with force.
What was that?
What was what?
Is there background? Somebody screaming in the background?
Oh, that's the video.
Them. You know, a lot of you know my story of service, and a lot of you don't. So just talk a little bit about my service in the United States Marine Corps, what it meant to me, and how it transformed me. Hoorah, we've got some Marines out there. Of course, we're the loudest and the most obnoxious. Of course, that's what we bring to the United States military. I've been traveling around with 4 soldiers and a sailor, and you know, that's like the beginning of a bad joke. I think 4 soldiers, a sailor, and a Marine walking to VFW Post 92. Well, let me just say a few things about that service. So I was so fortunate to have the Marine Corps play a transformative role on my entire life. I was in a lot of ways a troubled kid, a directionless kid, and the Marine Corps really changed who I was. Now, the mamaw, the grandmother who raised me, was not excited about me joining the United States Marine Corps and enlisting right out of high school. She loved the Marines, and she was proud of this country and proud of what the Marines fought for. But like a lot of kids, like a lot of parents and grandparents of a lot of young people, remember this was April of 2003 when I enlisted. We had just invaded Iraq a month before, and she was worried about my safety. And I remember when the Marine Corps recruiter, I believe his name was Staff Sergeant Crafton, he was from the South because he had that real deep Southern accent. Staff Sergeant Crafton came to our house, and my mamaw said, "If you step 1 foot on my porch, I will blow it off." And as nervous as I was,
Same shit. The same shit. The guy doesn't have any new stories to say. Could tell the same stories, dude. It's the same.
That's gotta be.
And now
annoying.
let's take a few questions from the press here. Especially, we'd like to start with the local Pennsylvania press if we have some. And again, you can ask a question to me or any of my colleagues.
Which is the reason I love that they actually have a star there for reported questions, because it's like I would just go right straight to reported questions. I don't have to sit there and try searching or finding. I would see what he has to say to them, because they're going to talk to media. They will talk to media. Not that the media is going to actually take them out correctly or whatever, because they'll cut and fuck anything that they want.
Yeah,
because they don't really give a shit. But when it comes down to it,
as we noticed last night,
they still ask or answer the questions, and C-SPAN's willing to actually go ahead and broadcast it. So I mean, they're the bravest people. I know, right? As we seen last night. If y'all didn't see that last night, I mean,
Like standing up here. Thank you all.
maybe later you go back and watch that one.
News that you've agreed to debate on October 1st, and you're calling for additional debates. Can you explain what do you hope to get out of those additional debates?
Well, it's not really what I hope to get out of these additional debates. It's what the American people deserve to get out of seeing the people who want to be their vice president actually debate.
Balls.
I just, maybe I'm old-fashioned, but as the person who's asking the American people for the awesome honor and responsibility of being their vice president, I think I would have to go before the American people and make the case for why I deserve to have that job. And I think it's disgraceful that Tim Walz and Kamala Harris are running from every media interview, running from every reporter. They refuse to respect the American people enough to stand before them and actually ask them for their vote. So I think we ought to do as many debates as we possibly can. I know President Trump has invited Kamala Harris to do 3 debates. She's only agreed to 1.
No, it's actually changed. She agreed to 2. She agreed to 2. So I mean, she's okay with doing 2. It sounds like the 3rd one he was going to actually turn into a town hall. I think I do have a bit on that extension, if I'm not mistaken.
Tim Walz, I guess we agreed to do a debate on October 1st, but CNN, not exactly friendly to me, much more left-wing than almost any other media station. CNN wants to do a debate in mid-September. And I said, yes, absolutely, because the American people deserve it. And just one final point about this. Look, the Harris campaign is not running a political campaign. They're trying to produce a movie. She never stands before the American people without a script. She never talks to voters unless a teleprompter is right in the middle of them. This is not a person who we should trust to sit in a private room with Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin and the leaders of America's, whether they're adversaries or friends. If you are afraid of a friendly media, and the media has been very friendly to Kamala Harris, then how can we possibly trust you to represent us on the world stage? The answer is we can't, which is why we ought to fire Kamala Harris, not give her a promotion. Ma'am.
I wanted to ask, what rules and stipulations did you advocate for within these debates?
So I'll be honest with you. I first heard about these debates, both of them, yesterday. I imagine my staff was talking to CBS and to CNN before that. We really didn't ask or require much. We just wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to do a real exchange of views. That was my only directive. And I told my staff, agree to whatever we have to agree to, because I think it's important.
Are you going to correct them? Be like, oh, she decided that she wants to actually do one of this, and Waltz is going to do one with you, and
Again, you stand before the American people and actually ask for their vote, not just pretend it's going to be given to you. Any other local?
Yeah, they didn't hear about it yet. So this is like the first thing that they did this morning, and Kamala Harris finally. Oh, I suppose I better go and get out there and let them know. Yeah, I guess we'll do this, that, and the other. I mean, if one's at like ABC or CBS or whatever, the other one's on CNN. It's like, what the? Come on. I can't agree to go on Fox. Okay. You paid opposition. You can't go on Fox News. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. I mean, treat yourself like YouTube when it comes down to it. Because go fuck yourself.
right?
And that's pretty much what it is. It's really ridiculous to actually think about. When it comes to shit, Fox News paid opposition crap. Fuck off.
Any of the local reporters, sir?
Before we moved to Pittsburgh, I happened to work in Kentucky. Spent a lot of time in Breathitt County, including Jackson, where, of course, you spent so much time growing up.
Sure.
There's tons of people that I'll add. But it's also a region that, as I learned, has a lot of people rely on government.
Newsmax. Yeah, there you go. We can just watch something and agree with it the whole time.
Well, look, I know a lot of people, and I grew up with a lot of people, including my own family, who had to rely on government assistance from time to time. We don't criticize anybody for actually relying on assistance when they're down on their luck and they need it. What we do criticize is a government that has chosen to provide handouts instead of good job opportunities for American citizens. I think that...
I mean...
Because, look, fundamentally, And again, I say this having known a lot of people who have required these programs to put food on the table. Fundamentally, if you're depending on the government is always going to be able to control you in a certain way. Whereas if you're depending on a good job and an economy that's growing for everybody, then no one is your master. You are your own master. And I think that's the vision of this country that we should have, is that every single person controls their own destiny, writes their own ticket. But look, you mentioned absolutely, Breathitt County, Kentucky is one of the poorest counties in the entire United States of America. We've seen a lot of economic opportunity decline in places like Breathitt County and places like Western Pennsylvania. Why? Well, for a whole host of stupid policies that our leaders have put in place. And you have a president, Kamala Harris, she's the acting president, I guess, because we all know Joe Biden isn't home, but acting President Kamala Harris, who would rather
He's dead.
Call it straight out the way it is. He's like, yeah, I mean, he's dead anyway. I mean, really. So they bring somebody out later here today, but I mean, Joe Biden number 8,
Right.
or
9.
Joe Biden number 9, because they can kill him after this one. They'll be like, oh, we don't need that to try making another one. That was kind of fun. We found the dumbest person that we could to actually duplicate, and everybody went along with it. It was great.
buy oil and gas from Iran and Russia, tin pot dictators all over the world, then from energy workers right here in Western PA. Let's buy it from our own people. We got plenty of it in Western Pennsylvania. Let's allow these guys to get it out of the ground.
Suzanne,
when you do that, and you create economic opportunity for people, you bring down the cost of manufacturing, you make it easier for moms and dads to heat their homes on a cold winter night. You create the kind of prosperity and the kind of independence that we want to create. When you destroy economic opportunity, you fundamentally are creating people who are not able to stand on their own 2 feet. That's not what any of us want. I want everybody to be able to stand on their own 2 feet, but they're not going to be able to do it if Kamala Harris is dedicated to destroying the energy and manufacturing economy of Western Pennsylvania and the whole country. And that's what she's done. Final point I want to say on this is, look, Kamala Harris...
And that's what pisses me off. That's what pissed me off when it comes down to the YouTube side, is I actually have it set to nobody's stuff should be yeeted in any reason for whatsoever. But for what links and things, YouTube decides what they want to do because they YouTube. Fuck off. She's... I sent it to DM. Yeah. Or just anotheropinion.locals.com. That's the best place to usually send links. I don't like links in other chats, but if you get over there, I'll free it up because I know that it costs to get in there. Whatever, it doesn't. You can sign up for free. You don't need to spend the $50 to actually get in there.
Has fallen in love with the green economy. You hear talk about it all the time. It's the entire foundation of their economic
if you
policy.
want to.
What did Kamala Harris cast the deciding vote to do? To ship a lot of American tax dollars to buy electric vehicles that are made in China. Why don't we keep American tax dollars here at home? Why don't we build factories here in the United States of America? And if we're going to subsidize anything, let's subsidize the products that are built and made in America, not in communist China. Thank you all. That's right. That's exactly right. You ought to be able to answer questions, sir. Any other PA reporters, and we'll do a couple nationals too. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm Ryan. First interview. Just kind of wondering, can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on some of the benefits or policy challenges benefit, veterans here and how they contrast with your company?
Yeah, well, look, the first and most important thing is we all love the VA here. And 90%, 95% of the people who work at the VA are really good and solid people. But if you have people, and every bunch has a few
just
bad
don't
apples who are
use
not doing
it
their
for
job,
anything
not responding to
but
their
links.
you've got to be able to fire those people because they drag down the many good employees of the VA. One of the things, thank you, but one of the things that President Trump did is he made the VA more efficient by empowering the people who were doing the good jobs and disempowering, sometimes firing the people who weren't doing good by our veterans. You've got to do that to make the VA actually function. You can't have any agency that can't serve its own people. And the way to do that is to make sure it has the highest quality people. We want the highest quality people in the VA. We've got a lot of them. We ought to promote them, give them benefits, give them raises. The people who aren't doing their job, they ought to get out and do something else. That's number one. The second thing is look, I was in the Marine Corps for most 307, so I remember when I got out of the Marines, the VA was my main source of healthcare for at least a few years. The main complaint that you heard back then from veterans was we just don't have enough choices, especially if you're in a rural area where the closest hospital is an hour and a half away, the closest VA medical center is an hour and a half away. You've got to give those people choice to get healthcare in their local communities. Donald Trump accomplished that in a big and profound way. He gave veterans choice, and Kamala Harris has been trying to undo it. In fact, Tim Walz, the person she selected because he was a veteran, to say nothing about his service record, Tim Walz actually opposed the legislation that gave veterans more access to healthcare, more choice in their healthcare. I think we ought to be giving veterans more choice in their healthcare, and if we do, that's how we stay faithful to the promises we made to them. Anyone local PA? Ma'am.
Olivia Foster, WTHA News. And speaking of a lot of the veterans in our community, one thing that they tell us is that they're working in minimum wage jobs.
Absolutely.
Is he calling out locals for a reason? Because he's like, well, I don't care about the national news. The national news can go fuck itself, really. I mean, give me somebody that's local, because you might actually have an open mind, potentially, and not work for the corporate entities that you have on your moniker. I mean...
instead of in a college. How do you plan to address the minimum wage in this country to help avoid wage disparity?
So it's a great question. I think, again, the best way to promote rising wages among all of our citizens, veteran or not, is we've got to have labor markets that are tight. And one of the reasons why we have so many people scraping by on minimum wage jobs is that Kamala Harris has let in 20 million illegal aliens to undercut the wages of American workers. Get them out of here and give a pay raise to American citizens, not to illegal aliens. But I want to address something because he touched on something really important, which is the education component of this. And as all of us know, I mean, look, I joined right out of high school. And I went to college afterwards.
Good
but we have
morning,
served with a lot of very smart master sergeants and first sergeants and sergeant majors and command sergeant majors. Not Tim Waltz, of course. He's not really a command sergeant major. He just pretends to be one on TV. But real people who do not have a college degree and have more real world experience and more real world education than anybody who got a 4-year degree in basket weaving from a university. So we actually, I think, need to make it easier for veterans. And President Trump and I have plans to do exactly this for the education that veterans get on the battlefield in their training.
How dare you call me out for my basket weaving skills?
Well, hey, you got more skills than me then.
Translate to the job market on the civilian world. We do that. And I think that one, we stop discriminating against people who didn't go to college, but we actually promote the skills formation, skills recognition in our
That might be kind of fun.
more than almost any government program.
Yeah.
Think about it. How many people would actually buy a basket for me if I actually had like
Nobody.
baskets live online? You wouldn't? Oh,
No.
all right.
No.
She's
What am I
"Nah."
going to do with the basket?
I mean, you just watch me get stuck with a whole billion bunch of baskets in my room. Be like, yeah.
I can weave pot holders.
Eventually, you have this big, huge, growing stack of pot holders. It'd be great.
Yeah, I have big old
If
loom in my
today's-
house.
If today's eventually tomorrow, who cares? I mean,
So why don't we take just a couple more questions and maybe we can take some of the national folks too. Just,
maybe you can go to the national folks as well. All right, fine. I'll placate to the game. I mean, if today was eventually tomorrow and nobody cared, I mean, it means you have nothing in your life to care about. I mean, you're right. You're right, Blip. What are you doing?
it's bright out there. It's hard to see everybody's faces. Yep.
Alfred is Legacy. Thank you, sir. You had a comment in the speech that I wanted to do in 2021.
Oh, here we go.
You said that corporations say abortion bans are bad for business. Corporations are so desperate for cheap labor that they don't want people carrying children. Do you see that as an and if so, what evidence do you have to support that?
Well, sometimes the evidence to support it is what people actually say. And look, I really do believe that we have to be more pro-family in this country. And I do think, I mean, look, I mean, let me give you a personal experience. My lovely wife is here. There's Usha. Sorry, embarrassing, honey. But isn't she beautiful, guys? You see her at the RNC convention. She did such a good job. But look, my wife is a brilliant litigant. She's a brilliant lawyer. We met in law school, and she's had an incredible career. But I think both of us would say, and I feel comfortable speaking for my wife here, that very often corporate America is not especially friendly to parents with young children, especially young moms with young children. And I think that we have to promote a culture of pro-family thinking and pro-family policy in this country, where we see children as natural, as blessings and as resources, and not as curses, which is how I think way too many.
Who thinks them as a curse? I don't.
No, see, that's where I'm like, is that what it is? I mean, is that where the left really seriously think that they think, or is he just projecting something that's not really true? Because I mean, I really don't understand that. I mean, I get it. You know, like I said, I had previous children that I kind of don't live with, whatever. I did take care of them. I paid for it, and you know, they were always they know who I am. So I mean, I don't get that was kind of a weird way to say it.
Yeah.
But he gets called out for that one. It's weird.
Family policy in this country, where we see children as natural, as blessings and as resources, and not as.
I mean, blessings, yes, absolutely. Resources, I don't know where he's trying to go with that one either, because I'm like, what resource are you trying to use them for? I mean, child labor?
Wait, I was about to say.
I mean, where are you going with this, good sir? Where are you going? Where are you going? I mean, cobalt mines in Nevada? I mean, or we're not Nevada, right? It was up further. Was it? Was it up like?
Is it California? Wasn't it?
It's like a big, huge area, like the bottom side of.
Oh, it's in the
Oregon,
Four Corners, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah, kind of in that area of that top part there. Is Nevada? It goes up to
I remember. I
Wyoming.
looked it up.
Wyoming's in there or something. There's something I don't know. My brain's not. Hold on. Let me look at my desk. Nope, that doesn't have the states on it. It just has time zones. Damn it.
It's in. Let's see.
There's
A
a big
cobalt
area
mine.
that they want to kind of mine, like put kids in, kind of maybe. I mean,
Idaho is the only operating cobalt mine in the United States.
There's a bigger zone that they just found not so
Yeah,
recently.
yeah. And I remember.
I say not so recently because I want to say it was like within the last year, if not longer, that was actually found. Or well, I mean, maybe it was closer because it was just after, because I said something about it. I'm like, watch what they'll do, the same thing that they did to the iron ore that they found by the Grand Canyon in Colorado, is they would just automatically make it a zone of national protection or whatever, where they can't actually make it a mine.
Mm-hmm.
So would they do the same thing? And that's why I'm like, it was at the top of Nevada that was kind of like, there's a big area that was like, they found a larger whatever zone of potential. So I mean,
I know we
somewhere.
found it. Where the hell did it go?
American labor, not China labor. I mean, Michigan.
No, not that far
Not
over there.
Michigan. Not that. No, there was a different. Hold on, then. Fine. Stop talking, Frog. Just go look for it. Or wasn't cobalt? Was it? It was lithium, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was lithium.
It was top of Nevada. Thacker Pass lithium mine.
Yep.
February
The
25th,
silver.
2022.
It's the Albemarle Silver Peak mine in Nevada. Is that it?
There's another larger lithium area that's not quite mined yet, because obvious reasons. China hasn't funded enough of it to actually go ahead and do such a thing. But yeah, there's a massive federal loan to develop Thacker Pass mine. The U.S. government offered Canada-based Lithium Americas to get a financial lifeline Thursday to develop a Nevada lithium deposit that contains the largest proven lithium reservoir in North America, citing about $2.26 billion conditional loan. Sure. Biden administration agreed to it for sure. With Thacker Pass by 2026. We need resources.
What, for more smart cars?
No, for Thacker Pass.
As blessings and as resources and not as curses, which is how I think way too many companies and frankly way too many of our leaders in Washington think about
too many companies?
for young children. So I would very much like for our young moms and our young dads to be able to have whatever family they want to have.
I mean,
so
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
We should be encouraging young moms and dads to bring life into the world. And I think there are a whole host of ways in which we prevent them from doing it, and that's got to change. And I'll do one more, man, maybe right there in the middle.
My name's Hannah, say ABC News. I have a question on the border.
Sure.
That possibility of using national guard to help conduct those mass evacuations.
Look, I find this question so funny because Kamala Harris has let in 20 million illegal aliens. I'm not criticizing you, to be clear, but Kamala Harris has let in and allowed 20 million, probably more like 25 to 30 million illegal aliens into this country. And people always say, well, isn't it really difficult logistically to get all these illegal immigrants out of the country? Well, first of all, the first thing you have to do is stop the bleeding. Right? Kamala Harris suspended deportations on day one. She stopped Donald Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. If you want to get serious about reducing illegal immigration in this country, is got to stop people from coming in at the record numbers they have been coming in since Kamala Harris became the border czar. So we have to start there. Stop the bleeding. The second thing is, okay, well, now that we've got illegal immigration as close to zero as physically possible, what are you and President Trump going to do about the 20 million illegal aliens who are here? And I think of it as kind of like somebody asking me, well, that's a really big sandwich. It's 10 times the size of your mouth. How are you possibly going to eat the whole thing? And it's, well, you take the first bite, and then you take the second bite, and then you take the third bite. And that's how you approach the 20 million illegal aliens who are here, is you say, look, let's start with the first million, who are the most violent criminals, who are the most aggressive. Get them out of here first. Prioritize them. And then you see where you are, and you keep on taking bites of the problem until you get illegal immigration to a serviceable point. Now, you asked about using the National Guard. Look, I don't know that you need to use the National Guard, but we are going to use every law enforcement tool at our disposal to get illegal immigration under control. That is the most...
They know that there's laws already in the book on how to actually shut that down and keep it the way it was. The ridiculousness of building the wall and or doing whatever else to get to what they're doing with allowing it, just leaving it wide open, is ridiculous. All of it's ridiculous. Go back to the way it was. There's already laws on the book that say you close the motherfucking border. You don't come across unless there's a certain area that you come across on, and go fuck yourself otherwise. Get taken out, shot, whatever. Go away. I mean, I get it. You built a wall so that you'd prevent them from just randomly coming across different areas, like what the park over the across the Rio Grande bullshit, whatever.
I think if you're here illegally and you commit a crime, you should just be automatically executed. Not sent back, executed.
Executed. Destroyed. 30 over on Rumble watching. Y'all smash that thumbs up button for me. Two over on YouTube.
That's me and Suzanne.
Or me? I mean, Lamau.
Most important promise that we will make on this campaign. We're going to get illegal immigration under control. We're going to make groceries and housing most affordable. And by the way, we have a vision to do it. We actually have the plans. We have the policies to accomplish this stuff. That's a big thing that sets us apart from Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. All right. So that's the last question we'll take. And let me just say a word of gratitude to all of you. Incredible to come here in the middle of the day in Western PA and have such a lively, enthusiastic, and wonderful crowd. I wish I could visit with every single one of you, but let me just say here that you guys, the people in this room, are what make this country great. And there is nothing that we cannot do as a nation. We've got the best workers. We've got the best people. We've got the most beautiful country and the best natural resources. The only thing that we need to unleash America's incredible spirit is to get some leaders who are actually fit to lead this incredible country of ours. You guys are why we do this. God bless you, and thank you for having me. See y'all later.
Thank you so much for playing that at a higher speed.
Most of that was at 2-speed. For what it was, because I mean, and that's why I'm like, we just need to kind of get through it. It's the Department of Energy. The project is expected to create 1,800 jobs during the construction period, and the 360 jobs in operations to produce over 40,000 electric tons of battery-grade lithium carbonate per year for use in lithium-ion batteries. And yes, Thacker Pass, when you actually look it up, is Nevada-Oregon border. Like that weird corner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly. It's just like the borders don't all kind of whatever. They kind of line up, but they're not what Idaho and California don't share, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's just kind of off, right?
Yeah.
But that whole area, just a big, huge, massive area will all be taken up. Because they want to actually produce enough for 800,000 electric vehicles annually.
Yeah.
800,000. They're like, we like fires that we can't put out.
I know, right? Did you see all those like electric vehicles sitting just going to waste over in China?
China. Yes, I know, right? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how far they go with all this crap. It's like, what the fuck? You're like, what? As sad as it is, as we talk to, where's Faulkner? She's right here. Where are you?
He's asking where I'm from. I'm from all over the place.
Oh, she's from
Texas, California, New York, Japan,
Venus.
Mars.
Venus. I know better.
Pluto.
Uranus.
Jinx.
I actually said it right. My wife laughs at me when I say Uranus. She's like, it's Uranus. I'm like, Lamau. Sure it is. That's how we were taught in school. I'm like, yeah, it's because your teacher was a tard. What do we got going on? Anybody in chat got anything going? I just followed you. There you go. Follow people. Balls. LOL. I recognize her voice from some. Huh?
Maybe here.
Blip, you're retarded. Stop it.
Come on, Blip. I've been here for the last, I don't know,
12?
couple months.
4 months?
No, not that long.
She needs to check that date again.
It's balls. Balls, it's your fault.
Ball. It's all about the balls. It's always about.
It's all about the balls.
Interesting things to talk about. We have some very specific things.
Why were the words that needed to come out of his mouth right
What did
there.
he just say?
Nice to see you. We have a lot of interesting things.
Donald Trump is holding a news conference.
Nice to see you. We have a lot of interesting things to talk about, and we have some very specific things.
And that's why I'd say we were talking about balls, and it just kind of went to interesting and specific, and it just made me laugh because it's like, oh, we're not listening to an hour and 34 minutes of this. He likes to tell the same stories. I like how he changed it. He put it to reporters Q&As. He's like, all right, let's do it. Well, I'll start taking questions so that way we can convince the left or everybody else that the left won't talk to the media, and let's see if we can't drive them. They've been really pushing this. And like I said, Kamala Harris. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm gonna take that down for a second. Did I? Oh, I deleted it.
What?
Hold on. It's in my history. There was another article that was supposed to be in there. Where'd it go? Wait a minute. Where'd it go? It actually had dates. It had the dates. It's like October 1st, whatever this first one was supposed to be in August or whatever. There's seriously supposed to be 2 for sure come up for presidential debates. There's one coming up for a vice presidential debate. They're really pushing for media. I don't know what I did to the article and I can't find it in my history for some reason. I'll see if I can't find the exact on it, but there's a lot of dates that are coming up. And again, let's speed this 1.5. We'll try. And I hit reporter Q&A.
Are you there?
Oh shit. Share the
What?
screen, Frog. Not even sharing the screen.
Are you just watching it by yourself over there?
Like, I just started it, and I'm like, this, and you're like, yeah, so I'm like, what? You can't hear the man talking?
No.
Yesterday, can you clarify when the last time was you talked to him, and what advice, if any, you're giving him about a ceasefire, about ending this war?
The last time I saw him was at Mar-a-Lago, and he came with his wife and a large group of people. And we had a very good relationship with him and with Israel. Again, this would never have happened. October 7th would have never happened, ever happened. And he asked for the meeting. We had the meeting. It was about 2.5 hours long. And I expect I might be talking to him, but I haven't since then.
Did you encourage him not to take a ceasefire deal? Did you give him any advice about ending the war?
He knows what he's doing. I did encourage him to get this over with. You want to get it over with. It has to get over with fast. But have victory, get your victory, and get it over with. It has to stop. The killing has to stop. Yes, please.
Thank you, President Trump. You've spoken very passionately.
So now, as I'm sitting here looking at this picture or whatever, it's too bad that the C-SPAN thing is all over the front of that or whatever. You see what's behind there? Honey Bunches for Oats, Folgers, and Jimmy Dean.
Yeah.
Johnsonville. What else? There's a blue container back there as well. So there's something else that's there.
Folgers.
Is the blue one Folgers as well? I know.
I don't see a blue one. Right? I just see the Folgers copy.
If you look to the side of the red banner, there's a little gold lid with a blue container behind the Johnsonville stuff. Right? So there's other stuff that's there as well, whatever. But conglomerates of whatever, BlackRock shit, trash.
Yeah.
That's okay. Honey Bunch of Oats, one of the worst cereals that's out there. These motherfuckers are like, yeah, here, use the almond ones. The Jimmy Dean, the Johnsonville. Go look at it. What's the second thing that's in there?
I don't want to know.
Fructose, corn syrup, sugar.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go look at what Folgers. I stopped drinking Folgers. I'm drinking whatever. I don't even. Black.
I'm drinking Peeps
Hills
or
got-
something
the-
like that. I don't know.
something decent, because I'm like, the Black Rifle stuff. The Black Rifle stuff it's actually pretty good. The Folgers, nah, it's like drinking a freaking stone, bro. And I was even drinking the dark. Still, I'm like, what the hell? That's not dark. That doesn't even taste dark. It tastes shit. Drink a couple containers before. I'm like, I'm not buying Folgers anymore. I'll spend the extra $2 to $3, whatever, to get a bigger or small container of the Black Rifle stuff. I don't need to drink as many containers. These motherfuckers.
About
dad
how
grew
God
up-
saved your life, and I'm wondering, have you
Your dad did too?
Yeah, he well, no, my dad drank Folgers when I was growing
Yeah,
up.
see, my mom always drank the Folgers. She always did the crystals in the microwave or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Ugh,
Fucking gross.
right?
Fucking gross. I mean, I'd go to the restaurants or whatever, and I'd like whatever. There's a happy chef that was there for the longest time. We'd always go walk in there, we'd smoke cigarettes, it's 15, 16, smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee all night long.
Oh yeah, Maxwell Coffee. That's the other one.
Maxwell House. There you go. Thank you, Coffee Crew Mocha. See, of all people to tell us, he would
Coffee
know.
Crew.
He would know. Coffee Crew.
Killing has to stop. Yes, please.
Thank you, President Trump. You've spoken very passionately about how God saved your life, and I'm wondering, have you put much thought into why God saved your life? As in, for what purpose has He been shielding and protecting you?
So I don't know if you heard the
Is that from the Jerusalem Post reporter? I mean, what the fuck?
No, okay. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Because when it comes down to it, I do believe that there's something, as well. I mean, whether it be the same God that y'all believe in, or somebody else, or whatever it be, we all have something that we all kind of, attach ourselves to, beliefs in some sort of way, and you all have the right to your own. For this person that asked the question, and I love how they actually panned to the guy that was asking
Right.
the question, so that you could actually see who is asking the question as the question is being asked, because it's just like, okay, let's bring religion back to where it's supposed to be. Wait, that's where the Constitution was originally written off of, right? Wait, we forget a lot of things. There's a lot of weird things that we kind of just forget under God.
Yep.
question. You've spoken about God saving your life. That I've spoken passionately about it, and something happened because that was a miracle. I never looked that way. The audience was.
I'm sorry. I go really quick. You got to speak. You got to speak quick.
No, I wasn't going to say anything.
You were too.
No,
I
I
heard
wasn't.
you.
No, that was my babe. It was my babe.
Okay.
That's
All
my babe.
right. I'm like, I usually pop up to this, like, all right, let's go next. I haven't had a cup of coffee in weeks. I
Oh,
mean, I
I've-
picked up drinking coffee back a little bit ago, because I'm like, I like the coffee, and I missed it. I hadn't drank coffee in years.
Me either, because it
I was
stinks.
drinking-
Ever since I had
Drinking
COVID.
Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew, took all that out. So I'm like, I need to drink something.
Oh,
Coffee.
I'm glad you took
Strong
that
coffee.
crap out. That stuff's nasty.
Why do you think I was like 260? Like, seriously, like 95 pounds lighter than what I was.
I mean, even when I was younger, who thinks Mountain Dew tastes
Right?
good? It's like, looks like fucking battery acid or something, or radiator fluid. It just doesn't even look
It
right.
tastes so good. It tastes so good.
Ew, yuck. No,
It's like
no.
smoking cigarettes. It tastes good. I mean, really, I'm glad that I don't smoke cigarettes any longer. It's been, 6 years. I don't want to even go back. I have no joy or no thought of even wanting to go back. I smell people's cigarettes.
And it's gross, right?
Yum. Nah, I think
No.
I'm like,
Ugh.
I love that smell. But, will I go back? Nah, I won't go
No.
back.
I won't go
I
back
can't.
either.
I know
Mm-mm.
better. I know what it would do. I've seen it. I've watched family die from it. I know better. I don't, It's just because I was young and stupid, ignorant. That's why when my wife looks at me at certain things, I'm like, you seriously don't understand. She's like, what? I'm like, I'm not the same person I was. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you didn't know me before all this shit.
Oh, Blip,
puffing a
I cannot
cigar.
stand the smell of cigars. Ugh. I can't breathe.
Channix, be careful with the Channix conspiracy music. That's stuff will
What?
give you.
No, don't do
Channix.
that. Don't.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
be very careful with that stuff. That's stuff.
Stop
If
taking it.
The last thing it tells you on there is if you have suicidal tendencies, not to take it. Just saying, and I know that you're better than that, but I know that it actually can take you to that level. She's nurse. How not to stop taking it?
Check. Can you still hear me?
Yep, I got you. Almost done smoking. Almost I'm down to just a few a day. Yeah, I mean, that's where you go and you take that last pack. You got a few left. You're like, all right, done, broke. Toss it. Walk away. And move on. I mean, that's all of the successes that I do have in my life have all been quitting things.
Massive that was in front of me. I never have that particular graph. That was a graph on, as you all know now, that it's very, I think everyone knows it very well, but it showed the great numbers on illegal immigration. It was the lowest point we've ever had. And it was one that I use less than 20% of the time. It's always at the end of the speech, not at the beginning of the speech. And it's always on the left side, not the right side. And yet, for some reason, I called it. It's not on a teleprompter. I do things largely without a teleprompter, frankly, because it's hard to hold an audience if you're going to go for an hour and a half or 2 hours reading a script. And I just talked about it, and I moved to my right, turned sharply to my right. And if I didn't do that, I'm not here with you. So, yeah, God has something to do with it. It's a miracle, and God had something to do with it. And maybe it's we want to save the.
Not snipers, cameramen? Snipers. See that? Are you with me? Oh, she lost the connection. Uh-oh. That's an interesting time for us and lose a connection. That's funny. Wow. Hilarious. Like, they actually do have snipers up there. It's amazing. It's amazing.
He's been shielding and protecting you.
So I don't know if you heard the question. You've spoken about God saving your life. That I've spoken passionately about it. And something happened because that was a miracle. I never looked that way. The audience was massive and it was in front of me. I never have that particular graph. That was a graph on, as you all know now, that it's very, I think everyone knows it very well, but it showed the great numbers on illegal immigration. It was the lowest point we've ever had. And it was one that I use less than 20% of the time. It's always at the end of the speech, not at the beginning of the speech. And it's always on the left side, not the right side. And yet, for some reason, I called it. It's not on a teleprompter. I do things largely without a teleprompter, frankly, because it's hard to hold an audience if you're going to go for an hour and a half or 2 hours reading a script. And I just talked about it, and I moved to my right. Turned sharply. It's shooters. They're far away. To say the Secret Service sniper did an amazing job. He had 5 seconds to find it, and this blood pouring all over. The service guys were and person Kate.
He wasn't going to talk about this anymore. This is straight up. We ain't going to talk about it anymore. It's not going to be a thing. Who moderated Flip? Lamau. That's funny. You guys are great.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you. I'd stopped for a few seconds because then I went back. If you actually look up there on the balcony, there's a couple snipers sitting up there.
What are you talking about?
Thanks, Suzanne. I'll show you in a second.
They were on top of me in a matter of, I think, 3 seconds. It was time dead, and bullets were coming out. I would hear the bullet. I didn't realize you could hear it, but now I know very well. Those bullets were going right over my head. They were there and very brave. There was nobody that said, I'm not going to be going there. They just they were there very quickly, and they were very brave. There were mistakes made. Obviously, he shouldn't have been up there. The roof should have been taken care of, and there were mistakes made. There's no question about it. But there was a lot of bravery also. We have to remember that.
I was just saying, he said that he wasn't going to say anything.
Right. Thank you. I want to talk about credit card debt for just a second. You've got all these items. It's a record. 48% up. And many families going into debt just to pay for groceries. What's your message to America?
Pan back. What the hell, man? Let's see, where is this at? This is 50-40. One point in time.
And I'm wondering, have you put
right there?
Oh, wow.
Who's up in the balcony? I mean,
well, I don't even really trust my...
For what purpose has he been shielding and protecting
I mean, his own guys.
Oh, okay. Well, his own guys.
This is Bedminster, so I mean, when it comes down to it, this is his house. This is his house. I mean, they're on his balcony. They're his own guys. Yeah, he taking me out today. Just saying.
Remember, say your current strategy isn't working, that you need to stop with the personal attacks on Kamala Harris and deliver a more disciplined message. Do you agree? And also, you added more people to your campaign today. Is that a sign of a shifting strategy?
No, I think it's a sign of we want to close it out. We have great people. Susie's fantastic, as you know, and Chris is fantastic. They're leading it. Corey Lewandowski's coming in. He'll be, a personal envoy, or he'll be at some level. They're going to be, they're doing a great job. Look, we've taken, with all of the abuse we've taken from the fake news media, all of this horrific abuse we take. And all I want to do is make the country great. All I want to do is have strong borders and good education. We want to have choice for education. So we'll put so many different things. You would think it would be the other way. We rebuilt the military. We did so many great things. But that's the way it's been for Republicans, and I guess more so for me than anybody in history. And that's okay, because we're leading in the polls. For the most part, we're leading in the polls. We were leading Biden by a lot. We're leading now. But I think when she's exposed, I think we're going to beat her by a lot more than we would have beaten Biden by, because he had a little group of people that have been voting for him for a long time. She doesn't have that. People don't know who she is. As far as the personal...
The thing is, Blip, is I asked it earlier to stop with the language or whatever, because I'd like to actually put it up on the screen. But when it comes down to it, people just can't be trusted when it comes down to wanting to do something. You just like, well, I'm not going to do it because I don't want some ignorant to go ahead and just start spamming whatever because they want to be ignorant as fuck to ruin somebody else's shit. Go along with the show, or I mean, you can continue, but be ignorant.
Attacks her because of what she's done to the country. I'm very angry at her that she'd weaponized the justice system against me and other people. Very angry at her. I think I'm entitled to personal attacks. I don't have a lot of respect for her. I don't have a lot of respect for her intelligence, and I think she'll be a terrible president. And I think it's very important that we win. And whether the personal attacks are good, bad, I mean, she certainly attacks me personally. She actually called me weird. He's weird. It was just a soundbite. And she called JD and I weird. He's not weird. He was a great student at Yale. He went to Ohio State, graduated in 2 years at the top of his class, and all of these different things. And we have this guy that's running a very failed state, who's had a terrible career. I mean, you have him saying they're weird. No, he's a weird guy. And she's weird in her policy. Who wouldn't want to have strong borders? Who doesn't want to have lower taxes? All my life I've watched as politicians campaigned, and I've always been on, for the most part, on the other side, on the side that these people are on. And they always talked about, we're going to reduce taxes. This is the only campaign I've ever heard where they're saying, we're going to increase your taxes. And then people say they're going to vote for him? I don't know. So I don't think so. I don't think people know who she is yet. Because really people didn't know. You can ask the man on the street. I saw it on one of the shows today. They asked the man on the street, what's the last name of Kamala? Nobody knew. It's Harris. Nobody knew the last name. I don't even use it because nobody knows who I'm talking about. People don't know who she is. She's a radical left socialist. But beyond that, I mean, she's way beyond socialism, who's going to destroy our country. And when they find out, I think you're going to see something. But right now, even not knowing her, and with all of the cover of Time magazine, they didn't put a picture. They got a great artist to do it. What was that all about? What was that all about? The whole thing is crazy. I just want to win for the country. Some people say, oh, why don't you be nice? But they're not nice to me. They want to put me in prison. Just so you understand. They tell me I should be nice. They want to put me in prison. It's never happened before in the history of our country. I did nothing wrong. I have crooked judges. I have crooked prosecutors. And they're all Democrats, all Democrat areas, other than in Florida, where you had a brilliant
I'm not going to
judge
prison.
who
I'm not
ruled
going to go.
in my favor. I won the case, the documents case, won it in its entirety. And Jack Smith, deranged Jack Smith, suffered a defeat. But in New York City, everything's clubhouse, everything. I know it very well. I grew up there. I know it very well. And we have a very crooked system. And it's one of the reasons that New York is dying. Nobody wants to come in. No companies want to come in because the courtroom system is so corrupt.
He's like, New York. I mean, I know it very, very well. I mean, of course you do.
Both at a federal level and at a state level and a city level. And they put you into an area where you have 3% Republican vote. It's all a rigged deal, just like Fani, F-A-N-I, Fani, with her boyfriend. And I think that's been discredited too. They've been discredited. But think of it. They don't want me to be a little bit nasty. They want to put me in prison. They want to put. It's never happened before in the history of our country. It's happened in third world countries, but it's never happened here. And they're in danger because you create a precedent for doing that. And once that happens, that's a really bad thing. You know, in the years before, and I've said this a few times, not too much, but with Hillary, she was subpoenaed by Congress to give everything she's got, and she burned it. She acid washed it, bleach pit they call it. She totally scrubbed it, and then they broke everything with hammers, with fire. They burned it. And then she said, I don't have anything. Well, it turned out that she had a lot to give. And everybody said, lock her up, lock her up. And I used to go easy, just easy, easy. Then we won. And I said, wouldn't it be terrible? And you know, I lose. Some people are upset when I did this, but you have to look at it maybe differently now. I said, wouldn't it be terrible to put the wife of the president, former president of the United States, into a prison? Now think of that. Hillary Clinton was Secretary of State. She was the wife of a president.
Think about it. You're gonna put Hillary Clinton in prison. Could you imagine if I would have done something like that? But that's what they want to do to me. And that's the thing. Always. I mean, he should have. He should have. I don't know why he didn't put anybody in prison when it came down to some of it, because you know she was one of the worst. She's one of the worst. You haven't read any of the things that come out of it. Go read Body Count and her shit that come out from anything that they put out on this lady. Is fuck. It's crazy. It's crazy what these people, what they've gotten away with. What they've gotten away with, and the interesting is when he actually comes to like East Palestine. East Palestine, when they actually, after that train accident, remember there's an airplane accident of the scientists that were supposed to go and test the area.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. We have no clue.
No fuckery going on there, huh?
No, that didn't come out. Which airport did that come out of? Oh, that was the Arkansas one, right? Oh, wait a minute. Arkansas. Clinton, Arkansas. Where was he? Oh, out of Arkansas. These motherfuckers, they just like we can't see things connect, and you're just like, nah, it wasn't the Clintons. The Clintons didn't do nothing. They're all innocent. What are you talking about?
President of the United States, who used to be a friend of mine before I ran for politics. He was a friend of mine. He used to play my golf course all the time. I have a great golf course right next to the home in Westchester. He used to be there all the time. It was his favorite course. But you know what? I could have done that very easily. She was so guilty. And I said to my people, wouldn't it be terrible to put, wouldn't it be terrible to take, and we won the election, wouldn't it be terrible to take a former Secretary of State who was the wife of the President of the United States and put her into a prison? But that's what they want to do with me. And I did nothing wrong. It's all crooked politics and really crooked judges. You know I have a gag order. You know I can't even talk about it right now. You know that I have a judge who has a gag order. He doesn't want me to talk. And the reason he doesn't want me to talk is because what I say is so devastating and so horrible for him. But think of it. I have a gag order. There's never been a politician in history. I mean, probably for any politician for a city council office. I'm the leading candidate to be president. I won virtually unanimously. I beat everybody. It was the quickest primary in history. There's never been one that was done so early. I had people that were very talented people, and I beat them by 45, 50, 60, 70, 80 points. There was never a close race. Nobody was even close. Good talent. They weren't close. And I'm running against the Democrats. So it's a two-party system, whether we like it or not. Republican, I'm the Republican, and I'm leading. But let's say I'm tied, but I'm leading. I believe I'm leading by a lot more than people think, and I believe we'll be leading by a lot more. And I have a judge who put a gag order on me. So when you ask me a question, I can't give you an answer, because if I give the answer, they want to put you in jail. He said, we'll put him in jail if he talks beyond the gag order. And this is in a state where, unfortunately, the laws have been very bad, and they haven't been upheld by the appellate divisions generally. Although I have one case where we judge, a certain judge, I won't use names, but the Attorney General case where we won 5 appeals on the same case, the most ever trial. It was a ridiculous, horrible decision where you have a very, very biased voting population and a judge whose hatred of Donald Trump was beyond belief. And we won the case, but he ruled a ridiculous amount of money, civil case. Ruled ridiculous. Now, this is what they're doing is interference with an election. They want to interfere. Look at the one thing they want to sentence right before the election takes place. Let's sentence him, because who's going to vote for him if we sentence him? Let's sentence him right before. No, this is interference.
Wait a minute. You didn't stop. You stopped vaping.
No, I stopped smoking cigarettes. That I said, but I also said, if you look in my chat, I still vape though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the that's not quite.
Well, the cigarettes was hard to quit. Period. I mean,
There's still enough
least
nicotine
I-
and other shit inside that vape.
I know
You're not
there
gonna
is,
lie
but
to
it's
me.
not as
I know.
it's not as bad as a fucking cigarettes. Let me
Uh-huh.
tell you. I don't
Until
cough.
you go and you
I don't
actually look
wheeze.
at the stuff that they're saying is in there and what can actually
I
cause
don't
problems.
give
They're
a
saying it's
shit,
actually
man.
worse.
It's all mental. If you think you're gonna die, you're gonna die. You know,
I mean,
you cause a lot of this
wait a
shit.
minute. Wait a minute. If I think I'm gonna live forever, I'm gonna live forever.
Yeah, you'll live forever, man.
All right, sweet.
With a presidential election at a state level, and it's a state that always goes Democrat. It's interference. And as you know, the Supreme Court ruled recently on immunity, and I'm immune from all of this stuff that they charge me with. But isn't it a terrible thing? And yet Hillary Clinton, when it came time to make a decision, I said, I don't want to put the wife of the president of the United States in prison. I want the country to come together and to be unified. And here it is a few years later, and these people say, let's put him, what, because I challenge an election? Because I want to challenge an election or some other reason? It's a really, please.
Two quick questions here. Nikki Haley told our rep there that Republicans need to stop whining about Kamala Harris, focus on courting those independents, the suburban women, the moderates out there. What do you think of that strategy? And would you consider having Nikki Haley on the campaign trail with you?
Sure.
Oh no. Do you want Nikki Haley on your campaign strategy with? No. Fuck no. He just said sure. Fuck
He said
me.
sure.
On courting those independents, the suburban women, the moderates out there. What do you think of that strategy? And would you consider having Nikki Haley on the campaign trail with you?
Sure. I think that we've done very well. I think that we're hitting a nerve. I think this is a different kind of a race. All we have to do is define our opponent as being a communist or a socialist or somebody that's going to destroy our country. I fought Nikki very hard. I beat her in her own state by legendary numbers. And I get along with her fine. I appreciate that she endorsed me and all of that. No, I think relatively to what they're doing and how radical they are and how in many ways how sick they are, I think I'm doing a very calm campaign. I mean, we're here, there's no shouting. Now you'll say he ranted and raved, but not you. But some of you will say he ranted and raved. I didn't rant and rave. I'm a very calm person, believe it or not. If I wasn't, probably wouldn't be around anymore, probably wouldn't be around. But no, I think I appreciate her advice. I have to do it my way. I ran against her. And I did it my way. People said I should maybe do it a different way, but I won in South Carolina by numbers that nobody's ever seen before. It wasn't even close. And I think she's a good woman. I'd love to have her support. Yeah, she gave me support, but I'd love to have her go around the campaign.
And just don't make her something more than that. I don't want to hear her. Fuck. We went never Nikki for a reason. Come on, man. You knew better. You had her as your UN freaking person or some shit, right? Fuck. You just get away.
He makes bad
from her.
choices. Bad choices.
Get away from her. Just separate from you. Fuck that socialist bitch. Fuck off. She's just
We
as
need to
bad
put
as the
together.
rest
We
of
need
you.
to.
Fucking
We
lie
need
to
to
me.
put together an email for Donald Trump and
She's no
explain how it really
motherfucking
is.
neocon bullshit. Nothing. She's neo-libtard. Fuck off. Goddamn well she isn't no neocon. Don't fucking lie to me. These motherfuckers. I had a neocon on a couple things that I did, and else, and you see me within like 2-3 weeks. I changed it to neo-lib. So I'm like, nah. This lady isn't no neocon. She isn't for this freaking country. You're fucking lying. Nope. Sever all ties now. I'd love to have her. Fuck me. That's the words on the screen that are behind you. I'd love to have her. I think she's a good woman, and I'd love to have her.
Economy. You mentioned this in your remarks. Vice President Kamala Harris wants to put a ban on price gouging. Do you think that the federal government should be responsible for determining food prices?
Well, not only responsible, they probably can't do it legally, and that will drive up prices. She wants no fracking. Now, she may go and change that. I think she's already changed it. But she wants to have no fracking. I want no fracking. But for her whole life, she said that. No fracking.
I want no fracking? Okay.
I know. I was like, huh? Wait a minute. Did he just say he doesn't?
That's what I'm like. I thought he wanted fracking.
I thought so too.
Jill,
Back
baby,
it up.
Jill.
Back it up. Back it up.
I mean, it's right there at the top of the screen. You see it. I
Oh
want
no, I can't.
no
I can't.
fracking.
I
It's right
can't
above
see
us.
it.
You don't see it? You don't see
No,
this
because
word?
our pictures are in the way.
We'll take us both down for a second. That way we can see. Hold on. Here you go. See? I want no fracking. But her whole life, but is he quoting? Is he quoting her?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. What did he say right before that?
We're gonna pop this back 22.
Well, not only responsible, they probably can't do it legally, and that will drive up prices. She wants no fracking. Now, she may go and change that. I think she's already changed it. But she wants to have no fracking. I want no fracking. But for her whole life,
that's her quote.
Okay, it was for her.
I want no
Okay.
fracking. That's her quote. That's how he does things. I mean, he should. I want no fracking. In air quotes, but he doesn't like using air quotes. He just he uses his own hand thing, whatever. What do I do with my hand?
she said that. No fracking. Then about, I don't know when, a couple of months ago, all of a sudden when she started looking at
I love how he talks with his hands. It's great. And Don Jr. does the same thing, the same exact way. I know that there's a lot of other people out there that have also picked up using their hands the way he does, because it helps accentuate the voice. It works.
the polls. Remember this, she all of a sudden says fracking. I don't think I won Pennsylvania and I did much better the second time. I won it in 2016, did much better the second time. I know Pennsylvania very well. I don't think there's any way in hell that somebody that's intelligent living in Pennsylvania is going to vote for somebody that basically will eventually end fracking, end fossil fuel. So whether it's Oklahoma or Texas or Pennsylvania, the big energy state.
I've talked to a couple people out of Pennsylvania, and every single person that I've ever talked to out of Pennsylvania, not a single one of them actually thought the way they actually went and they voted for Trump. It's like, what, huh? Same with California, huh? Every single one. Not a single one of you that I've talked to ever has come from or is on the other side in any way, shape. He's like, seriously, no one. How does that work?
Hey, people don't realize that 350,000 people work in that industry, but maybe more importantly, they don't want to pay $9 a gallon for gasoline. So, no, I think that she's made statements. I don't know how you get out of it. I don't know how you can say for 10 years there'll be no fracking. I mean, we have tapes of her laughing at the stupidity of the question. Of course, I'm not going to allow fracking. Then all of a sudden, a few months ago, she comes out in favor of, oh, yes, I'd allow fracking. I don't think anybody in Pennsylvania will be. I think she's going to do very badly in Pennsylvania. You have to frack. We need the energy, and Pennsylvania needs the jobs, but Pennsylvania needs the energy also. That energy is going to support our new system for AI and all of the other modern things that need massive amounts.
But Pennsylvania is so heavily populated when it comes down to it, so massively populated that that fracking's not really good for the earth or whatever. It actually takes the silica
causes
sand
more
out or whatever.
earthquakes.
It causes things to shift and exactly. So I mean, when it comes down to it, it's not really the best. We understand that it's not the best. What was the show? Was it Tim Allen's show? His wife was the fracking thing or whatever. You didn't want to
Oh,
watch
I don't know.
regular TV. He did Tim Allen's his comeback show or whatever. He was in as opposed to having boys, he had daughters and whatever. The wife was actually a fracking ecologist type person or whatever, and they actually go through some of it, whatever, to actually get you to understand that the fracking's not good, because Tim Allen's kind of the on the right side of the spectrum, which is the reason that I was watching him, because I'm like, oh, they put him on the other side. All right, I'll go watch. We'll go see. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can see where they actually tried to spin certain things, but kind of interesting how the fracking's kind of shifted itself, where everybody is kind of now all of a sudden like right, like yeah, I mean, we kind of need fracking. It's we do. I'm kind of against the whole fracking thing, personally, but I don't think it really matters on who you actually vote for on the fracking side of it. I think they're both going to do it because they don't have a choice. They use it for energy. Did you fall out again? Oh, no.
No, I'm here. Sorry.
No thoughts?
Well, I mean,
AWR.
I understand that it causes like places to have earthquakes that never had earthquakes before.
Right.
If they can tap into more resources.
And it contaminates waterways and stuff, because it's kind of just like anything else. When you go and you mine it or you frack it or you whatever, you take something out of the earth, the fallout from it is really usually bad, like over and over again, like the lithium mines or it's just like anything we do.
Right.
I'm not.
I mean, we have to tap into our resources. We just need.
And that's the thing, is they're calling it natural resources is that's what that is. It's just like, oh, okay, so drill, baby, drill. I mean, you gotta be okay if you're okay with one, with like coal or oil, because when it comes to like the oil, we all know like plastic and everything else all is made
Yes.
after refining oils and whatnot. All your textiles, all your makeups, and all these
Can we just
shit
get
and crap.
into won't he just release the Tesla files? That would be better.
I mean, someday, sure, whenever you want. I mean, we have to actually set a specific date for it.
Or what about like the
Is there like a
people
date like that we could like
who get their
mathematic
engines in their cars to run on water? Like, and then
hydrogen?
they show
Yeah,
up
right.
dead, but, I mean, can't we go to that technology?
I've done those before. I mean, I get it. I get it. Dude shouldn't be dead, but yeah, I mean, we don't want to go to that technology. We don't want to go there. We still want to use the resources. It's just that the difference in how you use the resources. The right says was just use the resource the way we've been, and the left says was take the resource and we'll limit to your use so that we have more to use to produce the stupid things like the wind turbines and the
Oh, yeah,
solar
that's so
power
dumb.
things that don't work.
Right.
Because where do you
Just kill the
fucking think
birds.
all the material for all that comes from? Iron
Oil?
ore and oil. Oh, natural resources. I mean, motherfuckers, what do you fucking think they were doing with it? Oh yeah, it's protected in the freaking wilderness of Alaska. I
Let's just go to, Antarctica and see what kind of resources they have down there,
I mean, go all the way to the center. I mean, we might not ever come back.
right? Let's go to Middle Earth.
All right, someday we'll take a trip.
Will they let us in? Let's just sneak in.
I mean, if there's a bunch of us together, would they
It's
kill
just
us all at the same time?
maybe.
I mean,
Maybe they have the Iron Dome down there.
see, I mean, they might actually just look at us and be like, we were waiting for you.
Amounts of electricity and energy, massive. So it's a very good question, actually. But we have to unify as a country. We have to come together, and I think we can. I get that question oftentimes, and I used to think maybe there's no way because some people want a border, some people don't want a border. Most people do want a border. But
I think the reason the YouTube side stays monetized is there's a little thing in there. If you can click on it, it actually says that I might not be telling the truth on everything or something.
Oh my god. Oh, does it really?
Yeah, these motherfuckers have a new AI little trigger point in there that actually kind of just in case the AI just so happens to show up, so you can kind of keep yourself from being yeeted from somebody else's whatever. I got an episode yeeted off of YouTube because I used the Kamala Harris bit that was AI generated in the reel at the beginning of the show, and they still yeeted the whole episode like 4
Oh
or 5
man.
hours worth of shit. I'm like, them motherfuckers. It wasn't that I was talking about DEWs or anything, I promise. It was right around the Hawaii time.
That sucks, man.
I mean, China's doing something. They told us straight out that they were.
Yeah.
such a difference in people. But just before COVID coming out, so 3 years, we went a long period of time, and we had an economy going the likes of which no country had ever seen before. I think you would agree. There's never been anything like it. And
okay, wait a minute. What is all this other shit that's behind them? Oreos. So, aborted fetal cells.
Yeah.
Huggies.
The Smuckers jelly sandwiches.
Is that the Playhouse? Is that like a what do you call the doll? The
dollhouse?
personalized doll, whatever that the girls want for whatever when they're
Cabbage Patch doll?
no, not the personalized ones. They're like
I don't know.
like a yearly install of like a particular almost eerily similar to something ridiculous like the little freaking fuzzy little bears that they had for a while or whatever, but it's an actual doll that's like very kind of well made. My daughter got one from my parents, whatever. Seriously, I think that's that house, if I'm not mistaken. Is that American Girl? American
Uh,
Girl, I think is maybe.
oh,
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't
I
know.
could be wrong. No, that doesn't
Dude,
sound
when
right.
I was growing up, I had paper dolls.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, you have a teenage daughter. Okay, never mind.
Well,
Um,
she didn't play with dolls either. She liked cars.
oh, okay. See, there you go.
She's still into cars.
Awesome.
She knows cars better than most guys.
Most guys. That's what it's. I mean, there you go. The fuck is that? Oh, Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread, Campbell's soup, Progresso. It's so gross. All the disgusting things that are. But I mean, you can see what he's actually trying to point at. Apple juice is up 23%. Apples themselves are up 65%. Is that what that says? Elementary school lunches are up 65%. Baby formula is up 30%. I can't really see the other card that says the whole 23 on it, whatever. But basically, what he's digging at is the economy. The economy is so bad. It's so bad right now that he's thinking that he's going to come in there and he's going to fix that. He thinks he's going to fix that. Hey, Barbies.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what the blip you got moderated. What the Lamau?
Yeah.
What the? I heard you, Frog. Okay. Such an idiot. God.
It lasts. I mean, he comes in good.
It lasted 10 minutes. Not even.
It doesn't even. No, it didn't even last that long.
I swear. I think it was the American Girl, because didn't they Lego it?
Hey, what's the personalized doll? Like personalized, like Barbie dolls. What are they called?
Like
She
they're
doesn't know.
large
Yeah, she
size
doesn't
like
know.
that. She doesn't know. I didn't think so.
I think it's
Yeah,
up to $10 AWR.
American Girl, and they had it's exactly what it is, an 18-inch doll that has like different styles, and they do different ones each year, and they cost anywhere between like $65 and $165 for a regular priced one.
Wow.
You can get them like this one here, American Girl Samantha Retired, 6,500. Yeah, I mean,
That's
these kids,
stupid. That's just stupid.
these things are expensive, ridiculous, stupid toys.
Put some
I
crayons in
swear
the
to
kid's
God
hand.
that I swear to God that's what that Barbie that dollhouse that's behind
That's
him
dumb.
is that, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's not. Unless it's in, what the heck? What is that? I don't know what that one is. But you know, when you start looking into things too far, you kind of, but whatever that blue house is, that's what I was looking at. The houses. Dishes? Chafing dish? Like everything. These like household utensils.
Together. People were calling me I would call them radical left, but I would say very liberal people, very progressive people. They came to me, we would like to get together. In fact, we worked out criminal justice reform. I was the only one that could have done that. I won criminal justice reform, and I got that for black leaders that came to see me. Criminal justice reform. Obama couldn't do it. Biden wouldn't even try, but nobody could do it. I got that done, and I got conservative votes to get it done. They needed at least 5 very conservative votes. It was very hard to do. I got that done. Our country was coming together, and I can tell you the story of criminal justice reform. When you do that, that means that's a big step. But I was seeing people that were not seeable, that I wouldn't want to see them, and they wouldn't want to see me. And all of a sudden, I was having lunch with people that if I told you who they were, you wouldn't even believe it. Our country was coming together. Success was bringing our country together, and it can be done. Success will bring our country together again. It can be done. It was an amazing phenomenon. And I used to say, I don't know, so tough to get it together. I've never seen anything like it. Like, for instance, me getting criminal justice reform done. And I did that with Democrats and some very conservative Republicans who said it's very unfair where people are staying in jail for 35, 40 years. And today they wouldn't even be charged with a crime for what they did. And we got it done, and I was very proud of it. But our country was coming together. The black population had the best numbers they've ever had on jobs, on income, on everything. The Hispanic population had the best numbers. Asian population, men, women, young people with diplomas from the best schools, Harvard, MIT, the Wharton School of Finance, they're all coming together, and everybody was happy. And young people without a high school diploma, the best MIT students and people without a diploma were all working. They were making more money than they've ever made. There wasn't one group that wasn't doing better than it was the year before, 2 years before, or 10 years before. It was the best our country had ever done, and we were leapfrogging China. China didn't have a chance. I took in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs from China. Hundreds of billions of dollars. No president ever took in 10 cents. And what happened was an amazing thing. We had a great, successful country, and our
Balls, next one's on me. Next one's on me because he comes in here, he's going to get called out so that he actually gets told exactly what it be, because I told him straight out. Stop with the ignorance. Stop with the ignorance. He doesn't want to. Next one he comes in on, I got it.
Country was unifying. It was the first time anyone's seen it, but our country was unifying.
From some of the polling out there, I know you're saying that you're leading in some polling, but there is other polling out there. Fox News poll out just yesterday has you up by just 1 point. How do you break away?
And Fox News has always been my worst poll, believe it or not. And even Fox News had me up by 1 or 2 points yesterday. It came out, I think, 2 points, 1 point. I also think, I tend to poll low. In some cases, really low. In 2016, I was polling low because people didn't want to say who they're voting for. I don't know if that's supposed to be a good thing or a bad thing, but it is what it is. And we did very well in 2016, and we did much better in 2020, much better, but bad things happened. Through COVID, very bad things happened, so we're not happy about that. Yes, I've seen you around a little bit, so go ahead, please.
Mr. President, thank you
very much.
Thank you. So you talked about how COVID from China was a fence too far. What's your plan for holding China accountable if you get reelected?
Well, I want to get along with China. I had a great relationship with President Xi. We made a fantastic trade deal, $50 billion of farm products and manufacturing products they had to buy here, and they were adhering to it. They don't adhere to it anymore because they don't respect Harris or Biden. But as you know, we signed a trade deal with China, and it was actually better than even the USMCA. It was a great trade deal. China had to buy $50 billion, not $15 billion, not anything else, $50 billion. And it was a great trade deal. I think that's one of the underrated things. I think we have a great relationship with China. I hope we're going to have a great relationship, but it's got to be a fair relationship. China was taking advantage of the country for years, but so was every other country, in all fairness to China. Every single country was taking advantage of the United States. I can't think of one country where we were doing better than them. Japan was taking, Abe was my dear friend, one of the great men, great leader. But all of these countries were, I used to say, who signs these agreements? It's amazing that we economically survived because we had such bad negotiators or people were getting paid off. I actually looked at some deals. I'd say nobody could be so stupid to sign a deal that's so one-sided. Whoever made this deal has been paid off. And then I'd look into it a little bit, and all of a sudden he's working as an agent for that country.
That's so true. They get paid to pass this shit. That's why they're all rich. They should go to jail. Gotta be a crime.
At one point in time, I actually took the transcript of Hunter Biden with a couple of people sitting around dinner table or whatever, and it was like 4 or 5, maybe 6 different people, including Joe Biden. I read the whole transcript. It was like 30 pages long or some shit by myself, drinking, fucking wasted. Fucking by the time I got done with it or whatever, I had like maybe 2 voices going or whatever for the whole 6 or 7 that were there. It is so bad. When you read through all that, you needed something to drink. You're like, God damn, these motherfuckers, seriously, so corrupt, so bad. And yeah, I did it on the YouTube side.
Did you get booted?
Nope, it's still there.
Wow.
It's still there. I'm telling you, there's plenty of things that I did that these motherfuckers don't care. They don't care. Some of the things that I do, they do.
The V word, you get yeeted.
Yeah, I go and I say, oh, I am a pure blood unvaxxed. And I'm like, oh, I mean, what the fuck? Fuck off. How retarded can you be? I mean, just because I say my own thing doesn't mean you need to believe in it. You do whatever you want. Go kill yourself. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Well, that's kind of rough.
I mean, that's what you want to do. That's what it seems like. They're all this like, we must comply. All right, go comply. Go comply. Do it. But don't tell me I must do the same as you. I'm not done. I'm not gonna.
I feel like this whole monkeypox thing came out just so it can be pretty bad by the time elections are there, and then boom, all the mail-in ballots, nobody can be around each other, it's 6 feet again, and yeah, there goes the election.
Sleep well, Suzanne.
Oh, is she going to bed? Oh, good night,
It
girl.
looks like she's checking herself out for the night. You have a good one, dude.
years later, 5 years later, now we changed a lot of those deals. South Korea, we changed the South Korea deal. We made it from a horrible deal to a good deal. I changed the Japan deal, but I made a great deal with China. They had about $50 billion worth. They never bought anything like that. In fact, it was a misunderstanding. When I said the people negotiating, what number are we talking about? They said 15. I thought they said 50. So when they came back to me, they said, so we're all set to get it going. I said, good, what's the number? 15. I said, you told me 50. Why are we going down to 15? They said, no, we said 15. I said, you told me 50. Actually, I heard them wrong. They said 15, but I heard them wrong. So I said, go back and get 50. And we got 50 instead of 15. And it was great. You know, I really think that we can have a great relationship with China. We can have a great relationship with a lot of countries that right now. One of the things with China, I know as much as any country, but all of the countries. But one thing is they have to respect you. If they don't respect you, and you know, I was very tough in countries like Japan. And yet Abe, who was a great man, assassinated, horribly assassinated. He was a great man. He was a great leader. But I believe, and I was very tough on him. I was very tough in Russia. Russia, I was probably the toughest. I ended Nord Stream 2. I ended the biggest deal they've ever done, the biggest pipeline in the world, the biggest, all of Europe was going to be supplied by Russia. And I ended the deal. It was dead. And then Biden comes in and approves it. And they say, oh, I was nice to Russia. No, Putin actually said to me one time, you know, if you're supposed to be like friendly with me, I would hate like hell for you to be angry at me because you are brutal. Think of it. Not only that, the sanctions, but forget the sanctions. I ended Nord Stream 2. The pipeline was dead. And then Biden comes in and he got $3.5 million, in all fairness, from the mayor of Moscow's wife. Remember that? During the debate, we brought it up, and Chris Wallace was not the father. He's not. There's no resemblance between him and Mike Wallace that I can tell you. He said, you shouldn't be talking about that. I said, why not? They got the family, $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow.
Did he just say that he, huh?
He ended the Nord Stream 2. Did you freeze?
No, I'm just, my brain's working at the moment because you know when you think, I mean, Ukraine hit that motherfucker for sure. I mean, there's something that was hit, but it was. I mean, there's too many companies that have too many things going on everywhere, and it's kind of disturbing. It's kind of disturbing because you know, like Ball said, you know, Michigan. Well, then that's Gazprom. They got their own shit going on or whatever, where they kind of going around and building battery factories in the middle of the woods. Chinese battery factories out in the middle of the woods. They build one in Illinois too.
That's
battery
odd.
factories. That's what I'm saying. Is all the labor jobs or whatever that are out there, all the that are hiring people from immigration or whatever that are all immigrants, they're all Chinese-owned companies. It's like United States is like, cut. You ain't getting shit. What? How's that work? Lamau. If we're gonna do, we need children. We need children for resources. They told us. JD Vance said it. JD Vance's words, not mine.
Right.
Drill, baby, drill. Let's go. Teddy Vinny, good to see you. Not those kind of jobs. Not gonna go there.
At the sanctions, I ended Nord Stream 2. The pipeline was dead. And then Biden comes in and he got $3.5 million, in all fairness, from the mayor of Moscow's wife. Remember that? During the debate, we brought it up, and Chris Wallace was not the father. There's no resemblance between him and Mike Wallace that I can tell you. He said, you shouldn't be talking about that. I said, why not?
Bro, I lived in the Twin Cities for a little bit, whatever. And when I moved up there, I didn't really realize all of it, you know, when it came down to it. And I remember when I first ran my first glass of water and I looked at it, I'm like, what the you gross. Filter. Need a filter. That was like one of the first things we had to go get. We were like, go get a water filter because he was like, there's no way. There's no. I mean, we drink a lot of bottled water because we were just, you know, concerned. Still filtering bottled water.
But I know I was to say bottled water. It's not any good either. There's only one that I
That's
found.
what I'm saying. You're still just like buying the bottled water and filtering the bottled water. It still tastes better. It was just like it was really bad. 3M destroyed St. Paul. Destroyed it, like completely, totally ruined the whole area, and all the way down through the Mississippi River area, you know, tributaries and stuff. That it's fucked. It's fucked forever, and that's why it's like when you see these guys, they say they want to do the fracking, they want to do, you know, the battery things, whatever in Michigan, and we want to do lithium mines in Nevada or what. What's good? What's good? Drill, baby, drill. Let's go. I mean, what? Where? We just do it all. Natural resources it be, because you know we don't want to buy it all from everybody else. We buy it from everybody else. We make them rich.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, just do it all. Make ourselves independent. I think that's kind of harder to actually think about and actually kind of get to when you have issues like people like Klaus Schwab and George Soros.
He got $3.5 million from the mayor of.
We won't say Bill Gates or
Ugh.
Dr. Fauci.
Moscow's wife. Why wouldn't I talk about that? He wouldn't let me talk. I said, what do I? I'm negotiating against two people, not one. I turned out to be right because a year later, that was a big scandal. Why did he get $3.5 million? But Biden approved immediately the pipeline in Russia, Nord Stream, and he killed the Keystone XL pipeline, 48,000 jobs. He killed it. He did the exact opposite of what he should have done. Yes, please. I know you had your hand up. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thanks for taking my question. You referenced a conversation with Elon Musk earlier this week. I'm going to ask you about that. You praised how he treats workers, saying they go on strike, and you say that's okay, you're all gone, so every one of you is gone. Are you really comfortable with companies threatening to fire workers who go on strike?
Well, no, I want companies to get workers that are going to love them and work for a wage that lets the company make a profit so they can go and expand. In that case, they moved, as you know, the company from California, Elon, from California to Texas because they were able to get things that California wouldn't give. And I did ask him one question. You're moving a very big company out of California that's been there for years into Texas. Did the governor ever call you and say, like, let's work it out because we don't want to lose you? And he said he never called. Governor Newsom, he never called. And you would have thought if I were governor of California and if Elon.
Governor Newsom, he never called. He didn't care. He just let it go. He just let it move from one state to the next, from California to Texas. Like it was nothing. He didn't care.
He doesn't care about the state, don't you know?
Doesn't care.
Look at how we are. Disgusting.
I mean, because it's Elon Musk, though. I mean, he's like, it's some rightly leaning dude, so I don't really care. I mean, it's World Economic Forum shill Elon Musk. What the fuck? It's the same guy.
Who's still wearing the devil thing in his post. Like, come on, man.
Come on, man. Video, I said preferably seawater, hydrogen power plants, hydrogen one card. Yeah, sure. That makes sense. You get a little bit more of a higher concentrate.
Elon or anybody else, they have oil companies leaving, I would be calling. But no, Elon wants to run an efficient company, and if he has to he got rid of a lot of people on X or former Twitter, like a lot of people done, and it still works. So you got to run the company productively, and there are going to be a lot of jobs around. I want it so that a person doesn't have to get lucky and find a job. I want a person that can look for 10 jobs, and all 10 companies want them, and you negotiate much more than you get by doing what you just suggested. So he's a strong man, he's a strong guy, he's a brilliant guy, and he wants to get the best he can, and he wants to get the best workers. He pays a lot of money to a lot of his workers. It's to a certain extent supply and demand, but ultimately that's what's going to lead to a great country. So
to follow up on that really quickly, because some people took it as you saying that you'd be comfortable with companies threatening to fire workers. Sean O'Brien, who spoke at the Republican National Convention, saying that firing workers who are organized or striking is economic terrorism. So just to be clear, that's something that you are.
Well, they weren't organizing against Elon. He let them go because he was having a lot of problems in California. They were making it impossible for him in California. What they were doing with the taxes and everything were making it impossible for him. And Sean O'Brien's a great guy from the Teamsters you're talking. Yeah, Sean is great. I think Sean would understand it better than anybody. Don't forget, the unions are really threatened by what's coming in, by these millions and millions of people coming in. Sean O'Brien understands that. The black population is absolutely threatened. The Hispanic population is absolutely threatened because these people coming in, they're going to take their jobs. They're going to make it very, very hard. What's happened in our country is very dangerous, very bad thing.
Governor Tim Walz is out on the campaign trail today, and he's been saying that he believes that you want things to get worse so that you can campaign on it, that you're rooting for failure. What's your response to that?
I wish I didn't have to do this. If our country were run by Democrats and it was run beautifully, where we were really being productive and everything else, I would have never done this. I wouldn't have done it if I thought I couldn't have won. I think I can win. I think I can win easily. Once they're exposed for what they are, which is radical left lunatics, and that's what they are. They're going to ruin. She's going to ruin our country. They're going to ruin our country. And I just hope the people of our country, and I believe they are because I see it already happening, but I hope they are able to think for themselves. Because if they think for themselves, if they look at the destruction that's going to be caused by Kamala and this person from out of nowhere, he came out of nowhere, a state that I love that state, but a state that's doing so poorly, where he's the one that signed in tampons in boys' bathrooms. He signed a bill that boys' bathrooms, all boys' bathrooms in Minnesota will have tampons. And what's going on? What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us as a country? So no, I would.
And what's going on? What's wrong with us? What's wrong with us? What the fuck is goddamn wrong with us? What the fuck? You gotta put tampons in the boys' room. Just in case what? A girl walks into the boys' room and says that I'm a boy and has to what the fuck? Huh? Are we seriously that retarded?
Come on, play it.
God, I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense. Why do we have to be that retarded?
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
There you go.
Glitches. I'm kind of retarded. It glitched for me anyway.
If we had somebody doing a phenomenal job, I would be extremely happy. What I want to do is I want to see, even the last few months, I hope the country does really well, even though it would make it probably a little bit harder to win. I hope the country does really well. It's country first. I want our country to do great. If they were great leaders, I would be the first to say they're doing a fantastic job. Thank you all very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So early on in this race. Do you regret debating President Biden so early on in the race?
Do I regret debating Biden? So it was his request. He said we should get the debates on early, and I was willing. Don't forget, I got CNN, I got Jake Tapper and Dana Bash. They're not Trump people. They wanted to have a debate where they're.
I got fake Tapper and Danabash. I mean, they don't know how to really ask a question. They're at CNN, but okay, I agree. I agreed. Fine. She won't go along with Fox because I like the paid opposition. I don't know why do you like the paid opposition so much, but why she refuses to go over to Fox. She's like, no, I can't. I can't.
Who's not going to Fox?
They won't do a Fox one. Kamala agreed to two, but she won't do the third one because the third one's over on Fox.
Oh.
And she's like, no, I want to agree to the Fox.
But it's
Why
okay
not?
that they have to go to CNN?
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is if we got to go crappy news networks, but you're afraid to go to the paid opposition of Fox. I mean,
That makes no sense.
Right, exactly. I'm like, why? Why? It's the same media. They might ask you a different question that makes you think before you be like, oh, you just asked me the same stupid question in a different way.
Yep. Well, she doesn't know how to answer questions, period. She has no answers to anything.
Coffee Crew, some of us, I mean,
Yeah,
we
we are.
don't have to all be, do we?
Yeah, we're all retarded.
I am.
Mics are turned off when the other person's answering. They gave me every single thing that I couldn't approve, and I said, "Yeah, I'll do it." So they got the debate on their terms. They got the network that they dreamt up, but that was really his decision. I had to decide whether or not I felt I wanted to debate him, and I think they didn't want to debate, but I agreed to every single thing. It was a debate where they said we'll give him something that it'll be impossible for him to accept, and I accepted all the terms, other than when they had us sitting down at a desk, and I said, "I think that makes us look bad. I don't want to sit down. Let's stand up." And they agreed to that. Other than that, we gave them CNN, we gave them Dana, and we gave them Jake. And by the way, I have to say, Jake Tapper and Dana Bash were unbelievably straight and honest. And I give him a lot of credit for that. A lot of people were saying you couldn't have a fair debate. I think we have that with ABC. I have some people at ABC that don't like me too much. I find it to be about the worst. George Slobodanopoulos. I have a lot of people at ABC that I find it to be actually the most unfair of all the networks, and they want to do it on ABC. Whatever.
George
I don't mind. The question that you're asking though about whether or not the debate should have happened would have been a better question to ask of Joe Biden, because had he not done the debate, he would still be running for president, and people would be hiding him, just like they're hiding her right now. They're hiding her no different than him, because I believe she's grossly incompetent, and I don't think that when people hear what she has to say, they're going to buy it. Thank you all very much. Thank you.
So I wonder if
Wheaties or Cheerios? Which one you pick? Which one you pick? She's 100 years old. She wants my autograph. I think we should do it. We'll do it.
Wheaties or Cheerios, which one is it? Is that what the question was? I'm sorry, and then what would you say?
oh shit. Oh, I wonder if they're gonna make it a closed debate again.
Probably. They don't have a choice. They're kind of retarded, like the rest of us.
Wheaties or Cheerios? Which one you pick? Which one you pick? She's 100 years old. She wants my autograph. I think we should do it. We'll do it.
Wheaties or Cheerios? He doesn't answer the question. He's like, well, she's 100 years old. She wants an autograph. I think we should do it. Yes, give her an autograph. But bananas, oranges, apples. I mean, there is some good stuff up there.
Bacon.
I mean, sugar-laden bacon. I mean, I find it hilarious that when I ask people, do you eat pork? And they're all like, nah, yeah, I eat pork. I eat pork. I'm like, you do? Yeah. Oh, I eat the bacon. Oh, okay. You take the stuff that's cured in sugar. Great. Good stuff. Try anything else? Oh, yeah, I'll take a honey glazed ham. Okay.
I can't eat pork anymore.
Or brown sugar glazed ham. Okay. I mean, I know those are a little bit better than regular sugars, but you think they're mixing regular sugars into that concoction to actually make it stick? Corn syrup, carob syrup. I mean, eat it up. You want to. Oh, look at the milk. Oh, look at all the Crisco and shit.
Yuck.
Vegetable oil. Enriched flours. Ugh. The eggs might be. I mean, they've been sitting out.
The eggs are probably plastic.
They've been sitting out for a minute, so I mean, maybe not. Okay, so I'm gonna go back just a touch because I want.
they're hiding her, no different.
Which one you think?
Want to see the signs? Cereal bakery products, 27.3 on cookies, 24.2 on certain breads, 23.5 on cereals, 30% on butter. Holy crap. Vegetable oils, the bottom, and 38. And then what?
Is that flour? Just flour in the middle.
Yeah, it must be the flour. 37.5 on that one as well. I mean, those numbers are kind of that's a lot. That's a lot when you think about, third of the price that you or
Well, they're
extra on
killing the
top of the things that
cows.
right? Well,
They're killing
Kamala comes
everything.
into place. They're going to say no
Killing,
cows.
they're killing the
You
chickens.
don't
They're
get
killing
beef.
the cows. Everything.
These motherfuckers.
They're
The
polluting
fun
our
one
air.
is when you actually hear what they do with the land when they when they're like, don't take the cows, let's make tofu. You're like, yeah, go look how many animals they kill when they actually go ahead and make tofu, because they have to make sure that there's no bugs or pesticides of any sort. It's like super clean enriched land or whatever that kills more aminals than what it would be to actually just go ahead and let the cow go ahead and graze, and we can eat the cow. Oh, I mean, that would be too smart. Why would we want to do the smart thing? We don't want to do the smart thing. We want to do the stupid thing that makes us fat and lazy
And kill us.
and prevents us from thinking. Look at all the mental incapacities around the world. What do you think all this food does?
Kills us. Makes us stupid. Fat and lazy. Everything you just said.
Oh,
I can't believe he eats McDonald's.
I know, right?
Ugh. Gross.
He's licking his lips right now. He's like,
Like, yummy.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna grab a gallon of milk and that pie and some cookies. A couple of other things that were over there. I know there's some goodies.
There was some
Fuck that
croissants.
apple. I don't want no apple. Did I use that later? Maybe. Give me an apple. I'll use that for a toothbrush.
Only an apple pie. I can't eat raw apples.
Oh, nature's toothbrush you can't eat?
What? No, talking
Nature's
about
toothbrush.
apples.
Apples. Nature's toothbrush.
What are you talking
Apple.
about?
Nature's toothbrush. An apple. You're supposed to eat an apple. Apples are good for you.
I can't do that. I don't like apples unless it's in an apple pie with
Yeah,
sugar
see,
all over it.
unless there's sugar and more sugar and put some
Healthy
crust on.
shit.
Put some crust on there or whatever that comes from some enriched flour and some butter and shit. I mean, I like myself some butter popcorn, so don't get me wrong. There's still some things that I consume that are just like but I mean butter. Fuck. Anything else? It's meat, coffee, and only recently have I added a vegetable back to my diet.
The broccoli.
Broccoli. Today I
I
had
was
zucchini.
listening. I was listening.
Today I had zucchini.
The Big Mac has shrunk by 40% since the 70s. Small
I
Mac.
don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Yeah, but like, here's your mini Mac. It's actually kind of interesting to think about. I'm going to take this down. It's actually kind of interesting to think about when you go into the realization of the Big Mac looking smaller or whatever. It's like smaller meat patty. You're like, I've worked at a McDonald's when I was 15, 16. 10 to 1. those beef patties that went into a regular hamburger or cheeseburger, there's 10 patties per pound. And then the quarter pounders were obviously 4 per pound. I mean, how do they get smaller?
Well, they're killing the chickens.
But
They use
again,
like chicken bones
10
and shit.
hamburgers
That crap.
per pound. How do they get smaller?
Maybe it's fake meat because it's not real meat. It's not.
Hold on. She do it this one? Oh, she does it this one. Okay, hold on. Because it's in the tagline, it needs to be something.
Now arrested
Again,
by
fuck
ICE
Fox
after
News.
serving about 190 days for a rape charge. Another
Yeah, we don't
incident in a wave of migrant
forward.
crime affecting Election Day. Tulsi Gabbard's a former Hawaii Congresswoman. She sat on the House Homeland Security Committee. She has debated Harris as well. Good morning to you. And that debate is one of the reasons why we wanted to bring you on here. Before I get into the whole border policy thing, I just want to play this clip of you on stage with Kamala Harris from, I guess it's 4 or 5 years ago now, and ask you a very specific question about this exchange. Roll it here.
Senator Harris says she's proud of her record as a prosecutor, but she put over 1,500 people in jail for marijuana violations and then laughed about it when she was asked if she ever smoked marijuana.
I am proud of that work. And I am proud of making a decision to not just give fancy speeches or be in a legislative body and give speeches on the floor, but actually doing the work.
The bottom line is, Senator Harris, when you are in a position to make a difference and an impact in these people's lives, you did not. And the people who suffered under your reign as prosecutor, you owe them an apology.
So that was quite the moment, July of 2019. You gave an interview to the AP saying all you had to do was Google that information.
Yeah.
And that you were surprised that her comeback was not more effective. What do you mean by that?
Well, she really didn't have a comeback. I think she revealed in that debate the same thing that I think her campaign handlers are worried about right now is, you know, Kamala Harris is an empty suit.
Kamala Harris is an empty suit.
Yeah, she is.
I did play that, right? You did see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, I know that I've like got screen shared weird because of the way I'm situated. So
Do we have number 9?
she's an empty suit. We have number 9.
Yeah. Joe Biden,
Was-
number 9.
Joe Biden. Yes. It's very
Okay,
short.
good. All right.
It's very short. Yeah, we'll get there.
Okay, we're a touchdown down, and I kind of like the idea of being a little bit behind.
Well, I'm looking at Coach Walls right now. I'm looking at Coach Walls.
You're gonna do what with them?
Like I have white guy tacos and
What is
like
that?
black,
Like mayonnaise and tuna? What are you doing?
pretty much ground beef and cheese.
That's
and,
okay. Do you
yeah.
put any flavor in it?
No.
Oh.
Here's the deal.
What? What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
No, they
We'll
said
get
to be
there.
careful and
We'll
let
get
her know this, that black pepper is the top of the spice level in Minnesota, you know.
I'm the first.
Fuck you, you jackhole motherfucker. You don't know shit. You ain't from Minnesota. Don't fucking tell me what my fucking palate is, bitch. I ain't more jalapenos than you dumbass even can think of.
Goodness, tell us how you really
Fucking
feel.
mother stupid shit. I'm scared of black pepper. Fuck off. You don't know shit. Go fucking away. Yeah, chicken wild rice soup. Yeah, no. Yeah, just because there's chicken wild rice soup and there's lutefisk, yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that comes out of the state of Minnesota. You fucking jackhole. You're sitting there trying to tell us that we don't have a fucking palate. We don't know shit. Like my ball sack. I'm so pissed off with this motherfucker. You guys think that this should be the vice president for anything? Think again. Nebraska native knows shit about nothing about Minnesota.
Vice president, I believe, who has ever grown chili peppers.
I'm
You
trying
know
to
what?
expand
We'll
my
figure that-
my food knowledge.
You know,
Lamau. Chili peppers. Because why? Because during the winters, you actually do like to eat things that are a little bit spicy, a little hot.
we've got some cantaloupes. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I
I
called
was
you,
hoping maybe
Tim.
we wouldn't have to.
I called.
Lamau. You have cantaloupe. What the fuck? Huh? Bitch.
Why don't he just say, and I got watermelon for you?
I mean, do you think cantaloupe comes from Minnesota?
No.
Huh? You put salt on that motherfucker, right? You know what cantaloupe is? It's the orange.
Yeah. I know what cantaloupe
right?
is.
Yeah, a little bit of salt. Mm-hmm. Yum.
Called you, Tim.
Yes.
Where do you think you
didn't
get your
answer,
iodine
Tim.
from?
I know.
What happened?
The most important call of my life. It popped up, and we didn't recognize the caller ID, and it went to voicemail.
Hi, this is Jim. I'm not able to answer.
There you go.
Ah! That laugh is just.
Hey, Tim, it's Kamala. I really want to talk to you.
It is an amazing privilege.
The first time that they tried to actually make the first video of her calling saying, I want you, they fucked up. So they showed us the gag reel. They showed us the gag reel of them fucking up and making their movie. Their movie that they're trying to make everybody see. You see our movie? We even give you the gag reels. We're so authentic. Fuck. Scripted bullshit.
For me, also, I'm excited. I just want to be part of the excitement that you're generating.
Well,
So
we're doing it together,
It's fun.
buddy. We're doing it together. How have these last couple of days been for you?
I can see where the energy comes. America is a hopeful country.
Indeed.
People are excited.
In every one of those groups of thousands, sometimes over 10,000 people, you've seen exactly who
please.
we are as America.
Yeah.
People from rural areas, urban areas, of every stripe and size and background. This is who we
10,000? I don't think
All
so.
the different.
What's the point of this?
Tacos, music, and future of America.
Oh, okay. What's the future of America in their eyes?
I mean, not sure yet.
are as America, and we're
Yeah.
all in it together.
Yeah.
And in this campaign, the only way we win is to keep the pedal to the metal for these next many, many days that we have. So, Tim, what's your relationship to music?
Yeah. For me, the transformational piece of music was Bruce Springsteen's The River,
Okay.
which is a journey. You know all the tracks,
Yeah.
and I'm that guy. My first car, it's the summer 1980, been
Uh-huh.
saving up. I buy a 1973 orange Chevy Camaro, got an 8-track player in it.
Oh, wow.
Previous owner left Bob Seger's Night Moves in there. I listened to it, and it's kind of the soundtrack of my life of Detroit's own Bob Seger. But what's really great about this is I have a 79 International as my car. It's got an 8-track player in it. I have the very 8-track to this day.
You're kidding
No,
me.
man, no, but how about you?
I grew up.
I mean, yeah, he doesn't have just a bunch of money laying around or anything. No assets of mass. I got a car, got this, got that. This is propaganda. I know, great liquor, right? Exactly. If you all sit here listening and you're like, oh, this is wonderful. No. Propaganda at its best. How you feeling? You doing okay, Faulkner?
No, I can't stand this stupid bitch.
Should we speed him up?
Yes.
Yeah. We'll put him at 1.5 for now because it's really scripted.
So all these albums here, I mean, Aretha, my mother had every Aretha album, and like our Christmas gift to my mother, her birthday gift was always like, what's the latest Aretha Franklin record?
So it's on vinyl in your house.
Like, all of it, all that and Stevie. And then Miles, and my dad loved jazz. And so it was Miles, it was Coltrane. One of my personal favorite musicians for when I was younger was Prince. And of course, from your state.
Yeah.
And
That not his state. Again, he's not from Minnesota. I don't care who you think he is. He's not. He's from Nebraska. He's from Nebraska. He's not from Minnesota. I don't give a shit who you think you are. No, you don't get to claim Prince as being somebody from your state of Minnesota. No, go fuck yourself. Go away. Go away. Go away. Go away. We are the show has rated the stream. Raid. Thank you. Thank you for the raid. Anybody coming in, watching, paying attention. Awesome. Thank you so much. Just smashing like buttons, thumbs ups, all those wonderful things for me. Those are always much appreciated. I haven't even said anything the whole show. I have a 15 out of 27 watching. Y'all do that thing. You know you want to. If you don't like the conversation, you can always take yourself over to Locals. There is a Telegram that's up. And it's because, you know, YouTube told me to demonetize myself, or they were going to. So I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's see who can do it first.
he, you know, in fact, I'll tell you. So my husband Doug and I'm more of a hip hop girl.
Yeah.
He's more of Depeche Mode.
Oh yeah, about the same time.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
you
no,
know.
no, of course, of course. So.
But Prince, you know, in the Venn diagram of things, Prince, he and I love the same. Because I mean, talk about how Prince was with that guitar, man. I almost know by heart every one of those songs.
I feel like a trip to Paisley Park is going to happen here if this happens.
It's on my bucket list. I'll tell you that. Tell me about your dad and his
Paisley Park is on the bucket list, but the southern border's not.
influence on you.
Yeah.
He served our country. You have served for our country for
What's
so
up,
many
Dino?
years.
I was 19. My little brother, I think, was 8 or 9 when he passed. He was a chain smoker. You know, just addicted. They got a Korean War era, and that generation of men pretty stoic. After he died, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. She became our rock, and now she had to go out and get work because the medical bills broke her. And so,
NC Native, I see you.
Oh, hey, NC Native. CNL. Doctor.
Doc, what up? I'm going to work, but let the record show I was a Raider. I mean, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, Dean. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, right, brother? Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Anybody that coming through, listening, I'm probably about $15 away from a cash out button. Anybody interested in helping me out on that side of it? That'd be much appreciated over on that Rumble. I mean, still monetized technically over on the YouTube side. I mean, still, fuck you, YouTube.
Social Security and Social Security survivor benefits. We're fine pulling ourselves up with our bootstraps. We had no boots. That's the boots.
And it's surviving.
I
What's
sent
up,
you a
dude?
PayPal.
You sent me a PayPal.
I did.
Are you?
Noodlin McGroin. Good name.
Noodlin McGroin. What's up? Peek. Just want to
Oh,
peek
hiker
in.
emoji.
Good to see you. Good to see you. What up, hiker emoji? Good to see you, my man.
That's a good name.
You
too.
lube, yeah. We're trying to see if we can't get them yeeted or, I mean, we'll see.
We paid it back. It is survival. We all paid it back. So programs
This-
that are just fundamental
These
to
guys,
keep
like 4 minutes left of the ridiculousnesses. Fuck.
people from dropping into poverty, but to live with dignity. You keep talking about that.
We got to help people get through a hard time. We can't have a country and policies that let people fall through the cracks. I love what you have done with your life. You were coaching a high school football team that was winless.
Yes.
And you came in, and so they were clearly the underdogs.
And it's
What happened?
Yeah, the team I had.
That has to be a lie. That has to be another lie that was told. There's no way that he keeps saying he's spreading so many lies. It's ridiculous.
Great coaches with me, and we were friends, and we buckled down. And look, I was a fairly big school, but nobody wanted to play because they hadn't won. And this group of coaches said, first and foremost, we got to build a team. We got to go out and find.
Nobody wanted to play. Oh, you gonna try to freaking go ahead and try to claim some kind of football movie bullshit? There was no team, so we formed a team. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, go fuck it. Fuck off. He's trying to claim some ridiculousness. Somebody please deep dive into this motherfucker's football career and tell me that there was a football team in New Ulm before he got there. Please.
So we invited him in, and I'll be honest, the first year, we did not score a touchdown until the last game of the year. We got shut out in every game. My high score until the final game was my defensive tackle because we got a safety in one game. 2 years later, those kids won a state championship. That school has won several more since then.
Right.
You build culture. You build
That's
women.
right.
People want to be a part of it. And
Yeah.
that's the excitement.
That's New Ulm, Minnesota. There's no way he created that motherfucking thing. No, I don't give a shit how small that town was. Go fuck off with your stupid bullshit. Do everything correct. You put tampons in the boys' room. You took and you said that we could go ahead and kill children all the way up to the age of 2. Why not? Go fuck yourself, you disgusting ass motherfucker.
That's exactly what it can be.
That's how I feel about our campaign. Our campaign is the underdog campaign.
Oh, yeah.
And with our joy, we also have to understand that we're still up against some forces that are trying to divide our country. It pains me the kind of division and the stoking of divisions that has taken place, right? And when we can remind people and create a space for everyone to come where they see each other
That's
and say,
the magic.
hey, we're all in this together.
It almost feels like everybody's coming out of their house after a blizzard and the Minnesota conference, and you shovel out, and then you start talking to your neighbors. How was it the last couple of days or whatever it might be? They're re-energizing and they're looking for their neighbors. We keep saying, you keep talking about the promise of America, and we say, take care of your neighbor.
In the face of a stranger, when you're looking in the face of a stranger, you should see a neighbor, right?
Yeah, I'm about crying on this when you talk about, look, a girl from Oakland, California, a guy from out in Nebraska on there, and the number of people I watch just kind of nod and break into a smile. This exploiting the differences, it can't last. I talk about it being halftime in America. We're a touchdown down because a lot of folks, it's easier to tear things down. It's easier to divide than it is to build. But once you start that momentum, once we come out and where we're at right now, people want to be part of something that's winning. They want to be part of something that's good, and they want to be part of something that everybody can be a part of. And I kind of like the idea of being a little bit behind that.
Well, I'm looking at Coach Walls right now. I'm looking at Coach Walls.
Did you always know you wanted to be an attorney?
My parents met when they were active in civil rights movement. I grew up around a bunch of people that were, marching and shouting for justice. And some of the heroes of
Oh, shut up. We're not going to hear the fucking freedom shit. Fuck off.
Freedom.
that movement were the lawyers. Thurgood Marshall.
What up, Preston? Good to see you, my man.
They understood how to translate the passion from the streets to the courtrooms of our country. And they believed in the Constitution of the United States and the principles upon which it was founded. And that's where they then, in the courts of America, reminded us of the promise, right? And the ideals of our country, including equality, freedom, right? That's why I went to law school. But the other reason is when I was in high school, my best friend I learned was being molested by her stepfather. And when I realized what was happening, I told her, you have to come live with us. I called my mom. I have to tell you, Tim, it was the first time that I realized how not everyone can take their safety for granted. And what we should all feel is a sense of responsibility to protect people from harm. So that's why I decided I want to be a prosecutor. Wow. And as a prosecutor, I prosecuted homicide cases, I prosecuted a number of different types of cases, but I specialized in child sexual assault cases. And one of the things I did was create a whole unit dedicated to focusing on children who are being abused and to ensure that they have dignity in the process and justice. There's so much work that we still have to do.
Not the marijuana guys. We won't talk about them. We'll just talk about these ones. Just the ones that you actually want to talk about. We won't talk about the other ones that you don't want to talk about that you actually illegally prosecuted over and over again so that you had staff to help fight fires. We won't go there. We don't need to talk about that. We'll just talk about the good stuff on your in your thoughts, in your mind. This wretched witch. Yeah, I mean, and the things that I'm telling you, that's just a few things. Faulkner from that stage, she probably can tell you a hell of a lot more than I can. That's why she don't like him or her. I mean,
I've tuned her out.
Yeah, see, exactly.
To make sure that children have a voice.
For me, that's kind of with me. Getting as a teacher, it's about the kids wherever you teach it. Right. Once I had my own children, it became so clear to me. And I think it made me a really good teacher. That child who came through the door was somebody's most special thing in their life.
You were a really good teacher. You were a social studies teacher. You took away social studies and installed CRT. Yeah, that makes sense. Social studies teachers do that most often. Go away from the things that they teach because they're like, well, I mean, I'd rather teach civics this way, the ignorant way. Oh,
The
okay.
ignorant way.
The Mao.
Hopefully.
Thinking of a parent dressing their little one up and sending them off to school so proud of them. I want to come through that door and just lift them up, that sense of service. It's interesting, two different parts of the country, two different lived experiences, but all coming to that same goal of everybody getting a fair shot.
Well, I have to tell you, Tim, even though you and I grew up in different parts of the country, you remind me of the people I grew up with. Hardworking folks.
When you seriously want to go to the point where you'd rather go this route and be like, I don't want to debunk it. I want to actually read the 1619 project and actually read it and actually read what it's about. You'd be like, holy fuck. These motherfuckers are ignorant as stupid. They're just like, we're just going to rewrite shit because we want to. New York Times style because, we're reputable. We can do whatever we want. No, you can't. No, you can't. Just because you have a name behind you doesn't mean you get to do what you want. No. Oh, what you can, but I can't. Oh, that's right. I forget. Never mind. My bad. I need to stop. I need to stop and actually stop. I use my brand for a second. You get to because you'd left. Remember, I came from the left.
Lived hard.
Plain speaking.
Yep.
People who know the difference between right and wrong and care, love thy neighbor in the most authentic and true way.
Yeah.
Those are the folks I grew up with. And I know that's who you are. And I'm so glad we're doing this together.
I'm glad to be with
you. Sorry, I tried making it through that as fast as I possibly could. Where are we at?
Should have sped that one up 2.0.
So then, real quick here.
Yes, Scotsman. Bad robot.
Jesus. Oh, a hunch. I thought, I wonder if Tim Walz is lying about how the people in Minnesota don't season their food. He won't. He won't a recipe.
What?
He wants a recipe. He won a recipe contest in 2016. One yellow onion, black olives, green chilies, taco sauce, sour cream, frozen tots. Yeah. Oh, it's a tater tot hot dish. Minnesota classic. Cheddar cheese, cherry tomatoes, onions, lettuce, paprika, chili powder, onion powder, garlic powder, olive oil. Yeah, you motherfucker. You lying ass piece of shit.
Language frog. Language frog.
Bro. You just told me that my Minnesota ass ain't got no palate. Black pepper. But you know, when it comes down to it, I go when I don't use spices. You go when you win something. Oh, all right. Fuck off. Lose always. You don't deserve to win, sir.
No. But unfortunately, I think they'll steal it. I don't have positive thoughts on this.
We're not listening to her.
That does look like a robot. Is this today?
Prince George County, Maryland. Not too far away from like Delaware or anything else I mean, if it really was Joe Biden or number 8 or 9 or whatever it is.
That doesn't look like him.
Motherfucker's dead. D-E-D, dead. 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 Just saying. Make them try. Make them try to steal it, and if they want it, I mean, let's go. Steal that shit. That's what you want. You gonna do it again? Do it again. Be ignorant. Be ignorant, because that's what you like to do. Let's ruin another song.
Thank you, Kamala. Well, I love you guys too. I've been waiting for this moment for a long, long time. First time I sponsored a bill to let Medicare negotiate the price of drugs was in 1973 as a freshman senator with a guy named Frank Church from the state of Idaho. Folks, I have an incredible partner. The progress we made, she can make one hell of a president.
This is not him.
And Judy, thank you for sharing your story.
Why is all the audiences that are behind everybody just so happen to be kind of blurred out now all of a sudden? Like, huh? Do we need to start counting fingers on people?
I think so.
Seems
Seems like everybody else is doing it.
People like my dad used to lay in bed at night
Right,
when
let's
they
start
bought
counting
insurance
fingers.
because the company
That's
worked
what we
for.
need to
Stare
do.
at the ceiling.
We're just going to talk
Literally,
over
you've
this
all experienced it.
motherfucker.
People have experienced it.
I mean,
What in God's name happened if my wife gets breast cancer?
I mean,
If I get sick, my children get seriously ill. What happens? What in God's name? How can we pay for the drugs, prescription drugs? I'm serious. These are the discussions. You know it. We have to have enough insurance. Can we afford the medical bills? What?
Did he just seriously allude to what happens when I get sick? I get ill? What? Who? What? Huh? What happens?
I missed
Is that
it.
what he just fucking said? I know. I've listened to this stuff so fast, and I hear the words.
If my wife gets breast cancer, or if I get sick, or my children get seriously ill, what happens? What in God's name? How can we pay for the drugs, prescription drugs? I'm serious. These are the discussions. You know it. Do we have enough insurance? Can we afford the medical bills? We'll have to sell the house to get a second mortgage.
He got
There are
COVID.
discussions
And the guy
that took
showed,
place in my house and your house.
Joe Biden, number 9, showed up
Kamala and I both get
right
it.
at the end.
We know it isn't just about
I don't need
healthcare.
number 10.
It's about
Number
your
10 doesn't
dignity.
need to exist.
No, it's about your dignity.
Doesn't keep
about
this one
peace
alive
of
for
mind.
6 months. So
It's about security. It's about taking care of your family. It's about giving folks just a little bit more breathing room. That's all. Look, I believe that health care should be a right, not a privilege in America. Kamala and I are here today to make a major announcement on our efforts to lower lower the extraordinary high prescription drug prices. Before I do, I want to thank Governor Westmore and members of Congress. I served in the Senate for 270 years.
Oh my God.
I know I only look 40, but I'm a little bit older.
Wow.
The longest time
You
I
don't
was too
look
damn
40
young because I was
either,
like
you
29
dumb
when I got
fuck.
elected. Now I'm too damn old. But I'll tell you one thing in between.
I look better
One
than
of the
you do.
finest, most decent men I've ever worked with. And I
Right,
think if I think of integrity, it's Ben Cardin. Stand up, Ben.
He's just gotten fresh injection of adrenal pump.
I really mean it.
I mean,
I measure the people I work with by their integrity. He
Different.
does what he says and says what he does. Look, folks. Also, Nanette Barragan. For the longest time, she tried to pretend with me she
What?
was Irish.
That was
and
very
Barragan.
confusing.
huh?
I know, right? You caught that, yes?
I met Cardin. Stand up. But I'll tell you one thing in between. One of the finest, most decent men I've ever worked with. And I think if I think of integrity, it's Ben Cardin.
The oldest man in the room, Ben Cardin.
Cardin. Stand up, Ben. Stand up.
Are you going to
I
show
really
it?
mean it. I measure the people I work with by their integrity. He does what he says and says what he does. Look, folks. Also,
Where's Ben Cardin? Oh, I'm Ben Cardin. I was just staring at him. They just put it in my head that I was sitting where Ben Cardin was, and that's what he sees. Ben Cardin sees Joe Biden. Mm-hmm. I understand. I see you, Ben Cardin. You John Cena? Fuck off, Ben Cardin. You ain't there. He ain't there. There's no way he's there. I mean, maybe he talked earlier or something, but I got no proof. Got no proof. Show me that it was actually Ben Cardin.
Nanette Barragan. For the longest time, she tried to pretend with me she was Irish.
Annette Barragan? Who? Huh?
What?
Says and says what he does. Look, folks. Also, Nanette Barragan. For the longest time, she tried to pretend with me she was Irish. Her name Barragan.
What?
She's
Some lady pretended to be Irish.
I'm so confused.
Also, Nanette Barragan.
Annette Barragan.
For the longest time, she tried to pretend with me she was Irish. Her name.
She trying to pretend to be that she was Irish? What the fuck? Does this have closed caption? They didn't even give me a button for it. They're like, nah. They're like, nah. Just remove the button. Remove the button, the ability to actually have words out of this motherfucker. Don't put anything up there that he said. Because they're like, nah.
Barragan. She's a great friend, and she's one of the great leaders in this country for the Hispanic community.
Oh, she's sitting next to the Cardin. Oh, okay. I see her too. Once you sit next to John Cena, you disappear too.
Congressman Fume, where are you? Stand up, man.
Fume? Come on, Fume. There's an M at the front of that. M-F-U-M-E. Yes, another. Oh, there I am. I'm sitting right here, looking right at you, sir.
Thank you. And you're soon to be senator.
What the fuck is this tattoo chick wearing a mask for?
Where is she? It's a hell of a lot easier job than being a county executive. I was a county official. They expect you can solve every problem. You don't have the authority to do it. You don't have enough money. But I'm looking forward. I told her I campaigned for or against whichever helped the most. Along with members of my administration, Javier Becerra, HHS, Administrator Brooks LaSalle, CMS administrators here today.
Very painful.
The
Thomas. Very
Becerra's
painful.
there as well. Yeah, all these people just so happen to be sitting there, but we can't pan over to show a single one of them. You can't show the group of them sitting next to each other that you're looking at. None of that. None of that. We have no
'Cause
clue
they
if you're literally
don't
telling me the
exist.
truth or not. You couldn't even figure out to AI generate them in front of us to actually be like, there, look, there they are. All of them. Bro. These motherfuckers. DEED. DED. DED. Dad. 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 Dad.
And let me say something. We're all thinking about.
Makes him
my
look like
good
a
friend, and he
turkey?
is a really
I
good friend
mean-
for a long time, Steny Hoyer.
They're sick of throwing more injections to
He
tighten him up. They're
represents
just like, I
the
mean, he's just
western
about
shore
done.
of
Let him-
Delaware.
I mean, number 9
Y'all
doesn't
think
need
we're
all the
kidding. We have
injections.
that
Come
fight all
on.
the time. I wish him a speedy recovery. I understand he's doing well.
What's up, Sandra?
Folks,
Good to see you. Good to see you. Jack.
this is a fight all of us have been fighting for a long time, taking on
Right,
big
Joe
pharma.
Biden.
We pay more
I
for
know,
prescription drugs. It's not hyperbole.
All
we
that.
pay more for
Bulbs are
prescription drugs than
different,
any
fingers are
advanced
different.
nation in the world.
Look his
I
look
can
his two
take out
fingers
an
are
Air
the same
Force
size.
One, and if you have a prescription from a drug company in America,
We've looked at this
fly
before.
you to Toronto, Canada,
We know better.
fly you to
We know
Paris,
better.
France, fly you to Belgium, fly you anywhere around the world, and get you the same prescription filled for the same company for 40 to 60% less than we pay for it here. Too many Americans can't afford the drugs they badly need for life and death.
This motherfucker.
So they skip doses, cut pills in half, forego prescriptions entirely because the prescription drugs are totally unaffordable. The woman you met, the nurse you just met, she paid $9,000. I mean, she'll be $900 a month. Well, guess what, man? She's going to pay nowhere near that. $9,000. She's going to pay, guess what? Beginning January, every single prescription drug she has, including, God forbid, if she needs a really expensive drug. Like
know
cancer.
what's her number?
Maximum she ever has to pay is $2,000, period. That's like the time.
Yeah, we can hear your fingers.
Not in the Senate, I work college to give Medicare the power to negotiate lower drugs.
You see this one here? The AI does weird things. Look at all these different hairstyles and shit.
Hey,
Every single last one.
bulldozer.
Come on, man. What up, Bulldozer? Sup? Good to see you. Good to see you.
I wish you were one of them.
Yeah, no,
That's like the time I was in the Senate, I worked college to give Medicare the power to negotiate
Rain's
lower drug
here,
prices.
it
That's like the
storms.
Department of Veterans Affairs. In fact, I was reminded by staff today, one of the first major bills I worked on was in 1973. Co-sponsored legislation led by Senator Frank Church that let Medicare negotiate the cost of drugs. 1973, this fight was going on. You know, the VA pays is they should 50% less than Medicare because VA can negotiate the prices. But for years, Big Pharma blocked Medicare from negotiating lower drug prices. As a consequence, they're able to maintain the exorbitant price increases and the profits are uncalled for. Look, but this time we finally beat Big Pharma. And I might add,
absolutely, Bulldozer.
with no help from Republicans, not a single Republican voted for this bill, period,
I was
not
in
one
this
in the entire
chat.
Congress. The reason I say that is not to make a political point about them, if they've gotten their lesson, but guess what? They want to, the guy we're running against, what's his name? Donald Dump or Donald, whatever.
Donald Duck or
Duck?
whatever. Huh? Bro.
So yeah, remember when we were doing that Google search to look up Donald and it pulled up President Donald Duck?
Donald Reagan.
Yeah, Donald Reagan and Donald Duck.
Yeah. These. I gotta slow him down again. And then I mean, seriously.
The reason I say that from Republicans, not a single Republican voted for this bill, period. Not one in the entire Congress. The reason I say that is not to make a political point about them, not if they've gotten their lesson, but guess what? They want to, the guy we're running against, what's his name? Donald Dump or Donald
Dump. He's like Donald Dump.
They want to get rid of this, what we passed. They're fighting to get rid of what we've just passed. No, I'm serious.
I can't help myself.
No help from Republicans passing Inflation Reduction Act
talk
thanks
too
to the
fast,
tie-breaking
and the
vote of
words
Kamala
just kind of
made it
stumble out.
possible. Folks, it really matters.
The teleprompter
example,
stumbles
take
him up.
insulin
He's
needed
like,
to treat diabetes.
many words at the same
Guy who
time. I
invented
don't
that
know
insulin
how to
100 years
read.
ago didn't put a patent on it because he wanted
Yeah, I
it to
don't
be
know how to
available
read
for
very well.
everybody. He didn't even patent it. Well, guess you know how much it costs those companies to make that insulin? $10, T-E-N. That's the God's truth. $10, number one. Number two, to package it and ship it, you might get it up to $13. But they were charging up to $400 a month for it. But now they can't charge more than $35 a month.
Lamau, you just gonna tell somebody else, well, you know, you can't charge me that much. You can't charge me that much. I'm just gonna pay less. Sorry, give me my shit. Oh, okay. Why he spell 10? Because there's totally so many other numbers out there that actually sound like 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep.
I don't think he could spell any other numbers.
Just in case you know, you didn't, you know, I mean, you didn't mistake it for 110 or 210 or 310 or 410. The only other numbers that sound like 10.
Oh, look, $35 a month. These guys still make enormous profits. That's 3 times what it costs them to make it. The initial legislation capped the cost for everyone. Who needed that insulin. How many of you know anybody needs insulin for diabetes? Raise your hand.
You know what else works? Diet. Diet.
Right?
Take the shit out your diet. Eat meat. Eat fresh vegetables. Eat things that are good for you. Guess what? Oh, wow. You lose something like 100 pounds or something, and you're not all fat, bloated, and out of shape, feeling gross, and wondering why you feel like crap. All of a sudden, you look at yourself and you're like, doctor says you're not diabetic. Oh, cool. Sweet. That's how that works.
Okay, well, guess what? The next 3 months we got here, I'm not leaving here, and Kamala, when she's president, going to make sure if we don't get it done, everybody should qualify for that $35 a month. Every American. I mean it.
Or, as opposed to spending $35 a month, to actually continue to take an injection so that you can eat the shit that they put on the shelf for you, because you can't take your mind off the process of I need sugar. You'd also just be like, oh, I can take the $35 and I can put it towards the other stuff that I'm putting, like fresh fruit, vegetables, and meat that actually are worthwhile consuming. And oh wow, I can
Yeah,
still
but
eat for a long.
$35 is one meal.
Y'all shopping
These
in the wrong
days.
place. Y'all shopping in the wrong place. You need to. I mean, I get it. It's really hard to actually get really good stuff or whatever all the time.
Yeah.
Meat lockers, if you can find them or whatever, those that are actually doing things out in the, you know, got to go to smaller towns outside of whatever and find these meat lockers that are actually cutting up their own stuff. Buy yourself a half cow, half pig, half whatever. Right, exactly. Go buy your stuff that, you know, the stuff that you need. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. You get a really good price usually out of those. I mean, I know that sometimes it can still be expensive if you're in certain states, but I mean, I've saved myself a whole ton of money by switching to doing the carnivore thing, like a ton of money. Like, holy cow! Like, seriously, grocery bill for the last 2 months, I was what, $250 for 2 months of meat.
What? No way. I go to
Exactly.
the grocery store out here and spend $250 on 2 little bags of shit.
No, exactly. If I go to the Walmart and I buy the shit, buy the bread, buy the crap, whatever, I'm like $250. I'm like holy crap! Like that's like 1 week's worth of garbage. But I'm like eating for 2 months, and it's just meat. I'm like, what the? How are we in this mindset that it's okay that we're gonna go spend all this? We're complaining about it, that it's so exorbitantly expensive. I can't believe it. I gotta go buy $1,000 worth of groceries this month. Huh? Do you?
I think I spend that on my cats.
Do you? I mean, how large are we? I get it. I was there. I seriously just lost 100 pounds in the last. I keep on increasing it. I feel like it's 100 pounds. If I went off with the scale from the other day, which I still feel like I'm still kind of losing it, is at 176. I think I was at 260. That is 85 pounds. It's damn near good enough for another person.
Mm.
My wife's 110, 5'6". There's enough weight on me for another person. I'm just saying,
I'm
when
a
it
buck
comes
20.
down to it. Right, exactly. You're not that big. How far off? 85 to 120 pounds, really? I mean, 30, 40 pounds. I mean, you get it, right? It's like, how old's, like your teenage daughter. It's
She's
another person.
145 and she's all muscle. I was like, she got on the scale. I'm like, holy shit.
she like impressive and like kick everybody's ass. Y'all gonna fuck around? Faulkner's
Yeah,
daughter kick your ass,
she
bro.
looks like her dad. She takes after her dad.
she taking you to the street. This thing also says 9 minutes, and we keep on messing with the speed.
Folks, that's not all. The same law we wrote, means starting in January of this year, every senior in the United States of America, no matter what their cost, and like I said, some of these cancer drugs are $12,000 a year. Every single penny they spend, they never have to spend more than $2,000 a year for all drugs. All drugs.
That's called Medicare pocket.
And we're going to fight to make sure
Right, everybody paying for that shit.
as well. Look,
I'm just gonna leave and play.
Our
I have
reforms
to.
not only save lives,
just
but here's
talk
the point
over
I keep on talking about. It saves the taxpayers billions of
We won't
dollars.
get through them.
What we've done so far
Is
will
fuck
save
the
the
key
taxpayers over the next 10 years $160 billion.
You did that.
Lowering the debt. I mean it.
You did that.
Because they don't have to pay the price, absorbing the price that
Does it
Medicare
include
had to pay before. They're going to pay $35 instead of $400.
No, I need some help with that. Anybody got
And
anything?
their savings are only going to increase for American taxpayers because it matters. Look,
I forgot.
that's not all the Inflation Reduction Act did. Last summer, I announced under that law, Medicare is going to select.
I said thank you.
Already
It didn't
passed
go look.
law. 10 drugs a year, going up to 20 till we get every single drug every year. Drugs treat from everything from heart failure, blood clots, kidney disease, arthritis, blood cancer,
awesome.
more.
Thank you so much.
And today, I'm proud to announce that Medicare has reached agreement with all manufacturers on all 10 drugs selected in the first round of negotiations. The new lower prices for all 10 drugs will go into effect in January of 2026.
Mini Ball, thank you for following this channel. Much appreciated. What did he say?
His whatever 10 drugs price something going to effect.
Oh, yeah, there's
2026.
10 drugs that dropped in price for the day, apparently. So there's a big thing that came out of this.
Arthritis, blood cancers, more. And today, I'm proud to announce that Medicare has reached agreement with all manufacturers on all 10 drugs selected in the first round of negotiations.
I didn't realize that they actually talked about this.
Will go into effect in January of
Here.
2026. Not this January, next January. Negotiations cut the price of these 10
suppose I
drugs
should have actually
for
realized
Judy and others who are Medicare nearly 40 to 80%, depending which drug it is. Let me give you one example. Non-insulin diabetes drugs cost $530 a month. Some of you may know that. Guess what? It's now only going to cost $115. By the way, these new prices on 10 drugs will cumulatively mean $1.5 billion less out of pocket for patients to the drug companies.
1.5 billion. Where are these numbers
Lower
coming from?
copays for many of the 9 million seniors who take these drugs.
Okay, hold
That's
on.
not all.
Let's just take this old man down and
Thank
stop
you,
listening
thank
to
you.
his gibberish. And I'll show you something else that actually kind of, here's the fact sheet that goes along with what they're saying here. Biden-Harris administration announces new lower prices for first 10 drugs selected Medicare price negotiation to lower costs for millions of Americans. For far too long, Americans have paid more than their fair price. All the stupid shit that they like to say to go along with the shit. Has delivered a promise to lower out-the-pocket drug costs to seniors and save money for Americans. That's because Medicare has the power to negotiate prescription drug prices for the first time in history. Thanks to the Inflation Reduction Act, was assigned by the law by the President Biden and Vice President Harris, casting a tie-breaking vote because Medicare is now able to negotiate lower prescription drug prices and seniors to again that tie-breaking vote. She's the one that keeps on getting. She got that golden freaking hammer for all of her tie-breaking votes, the most ever by anybody in a Senate. That's why all the shit that got pushed through, all the billions and trillions of dollars that the Democrats pushed on all this shit got through is because of her. Because of her. You have to remember, the vice president's the tiebreaker of the Senate. When we ruined that all the way back with like the third president as making running mates, as opposed to the person that lost is the vice president, we took away the ability to actually stop the other side from being super powerful. And you see what happened. You see what happened 250 fucking years ago, right? Oh, wait, never mind. Because Medicare is now able to negotiate lower prescription drug prices for seniors and people with disabilities, American taxpayers are expected to save $6 billion in prescription drug costs, and people enrolled in Medicare are expected to save $1.5 billion in out-of-pocket costs in 2026 alone. President Biden and Vice President Harris took the big pharma and won. And now millions of seniors and others in Medicare will soon see their drug costs go down. And some of the most common expensive prescription drugs and treat heart disease, cancer, diabetes, blood clots, and more. Blood clots. You're going to do that with what? Right. Oh, wait, you're preventing blood clots, or is that something we're supposed to actually accept now? We're supposed to
No,
try
we're supposed
those?
to accept it. It's the new norm.
Blood clots are the fun. Everybody ready for a blood clot? Let's go get blood clots. Yay, blood clots. HHS announces negotiated prices for Medicare drugs. HHS has reached agreement that all participating manufacturers and now negotiated lower drug prices for first 10 drugs selected for Medicare drug price negotiation program. After manufacturers have steadily increased their list prices, all 10 of these drugs since they went into the market, these new prices will cut the list price of these drugs between 38 and 79%. Now, if you were listening to what Joe Biden was just saying, this is what he was reading. What he just read in the last 15 minutes, he didn't make it through. He just made it to there.
Okay, so what are these 10 drugs?
I'm just saying. Yeah. The new prices will go into effect for the people of Medicare Part D prescription drug coverage in 2026. Drug name commonly treated conditions. Eliquis, Gerdanes, Xarelto, Januvia, Farxiga, Entresto,
Heart
Enbrel,
failure,
Imbruvica,
blood
Stelara,
cancers,
Fias, Flex Touch Fias, Penfill, Novolog, Flex Pen Novolog, Penfill. Huh? What the fuck is all that? Oh, that's diabetes. That's the diabetes
so
one.
everything is blood clots, cancer, heart failure, and a couple diabetes.
So if y'all are wondering what the fuck she's talking about, she's a nurse. She knows the stuff. She's this is the stuff that she understands. She's going to tell you. She's not lying to you. This is the stuff that they're actually giving to you. They're not trying to prevent you from getting these things. They're like, we're going to help you prevent these things with giving you other things.
What a joke. Have you ever seen like an Eliquis commercial?
Yeah. Yeah. They're like watching a Channix commercial at the very end. It says, if you're suicidal, don't take it.
That is so funny.
I mean, what was the last Mermaid Messiah would come through chat or whatever, and she was like, should I take these, whatever? And I went and I looked him up that day to see what the fuck it was, And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, nah, I wouldn't take any of that. I wouldn't take any of that in any way, shape. The last thing that it said was generally not feeling well as a side effect. I'm like, generally not feeling well as a side effect? Really? But you can see they're trying to reduce prices. They're trying to reduce prices to like 56%, 66%, 62%, 79%. Oh, okay. Sure. You're going to 76%. You're going to take off of the 376. You're still going to be paying $119. You still, what, huh? I thought you said that for a 30-day supply. Wait a minute here. I thought you said $35.
He
Oh,
did, didn't
a
he?
day.
$35 a day.
Well, it says, I mean, what the fuck? What are these numbers? These fucking ass munches. They fucking with you. They're fucking with you. You think they're not fucking with you? The government isn't fucking with you? I'm sorry. I
Now,
can't
if
help you.
and if Medicare had the ability to affect drug prices, they should have done it a long time ago.
If the negotiated prices had been in effect in 2023, Medicare would have saved an estimated $6 billion. When negotiated prices go into effect in 2026, not today, not this year, not next year either. Year after, year after. So that way they can actually say, oh, it's the other guy that fucks some shit up. I mean, maybe. Got to think about it. You got to think about things. How many things are happening in 2026 slated? What happens when these motherfuckers aren't there and all this stuff 2025 2026 is there and they're like, it's all laws, it's all things, and the president's like, fuck that shit, I don't want any of it, scrap it. Does he get to scrap it all? Does he just I mean, Congress passed things. I mean, it's kind of, it puts it back in their courts, then spend more money, balls of shit.
Mhm.
How much more fat can we add to it before you'll sign it? Oh, I'm sorry. I freaking JD Vance got put into the picture. I've really seriously kind of fell to the side of, I mean, okay, I guess, but still at the same time, bro, you think that he isn't going to do the same thing? He's part of it. He's part of it. But, Trump, bad judge character, can't see that.
Very bad
Can't see that.
judge. Of course, I don't know if there's any really good ones. They're all shit.
I mean, I try. Saving 19 million beneficiaries an average of $400 per year. In addition to those savings from negotiated drug prices, this is by 2025. They're fucking getting shit. We're all getting shafted. Where's Doc? Doc, you hear that? I used your word. What up, bro? Right? Good to see you. Am I missing anybody else? Go look through chat. Anybody? No, not missing anybody. I don't even know what the numbers were. What does it say for
38.
38? 38 and 0. 38 and 0. Y'all know where the winners are. Y'all know where the winners are. Right here on Rumble.
Dude, I'm over in YouTube. How come it's not counting me?
I don't know. I mean, I'm in the studio, so I mean, you know why? Because it's concurrent viewers. You have to have at least 2 for it to show 1.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No. What is this, fucking Common Core?
Yeah, it actually
Common Core,
calls it
you
concurrent viewers. Yeah, don't hear. I'll show you something real quick. Because I mean, really, when it comes down to that, was the end of that.
That's crazy.
Not necessary to go through anywhere, right? I mean, that's your neck of the woods kind of stuff, when it
What,
comes down to
Common
it.
Core? No.
No. The drug stuff.
Oh, the drug stuff, yeah.
That stuff. This year, see, I got 61 views. Right here it says 5 likes. Not enough people are liking the YouTube side, but here, concurrent views. Now it says there's 1 because there's at
There,
least 2
3.
people sitting in that chat. No, it's concurrent.
Oh,
Concurrent.
okay.
At the same time.
Interesting.
There's one person in there at the same time as somebody else. It says concurrent. It doesn't.
Oh, that makes
These
no sense.
motherfuckers. They play with you. They play with you on everything, bro. I mean, sorry not to burst anybody's bubble on the YouTube side, like they think it's all cool or something, but you know, see, Scotsman popped in and they actually make it look like 1 because there's 3 of us. There's 3 of us. It wouldn't show 2 until a 4th person showed up. Ah, you see somebody that says that they have 1,000. There's actually 2,000 people sitting there.
That's
Concurrent.
nuts.
Concurrent. The number's not what it says it is. I'm just a guy on the internet. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. What else did I have in that thumbnail? Did I have anything else in the thumbnail? I think I did. There was a couple things. There's a J6 or something or whatever, right?
Yeah. There was.
Okay, so here, let's do this. Let's go open all. And let's see. All right, some of these are fun. We'll get to the very quickly here. And so I said we were about 3.5 hours, and so I'm like, are we done? We talked a lot. It's all right. It's all right. This last
You yelled a lot.
This last bit's fun. No, I mean, balls pisses me off. Balls piss me off. There's nothing that anybody's gonna ever do to change my mind on that, man. Just seriously, I walked away from Minnesota for a reason.
okay,
Employee
look,
civil rights protections at risk. I'm sorry.
There's okay, look in Rumble Studio, the chat,
Yeah.
the last chat of a YouTube viewer, but it's not in my feed on YouTube.
Gibran Junk. Oh, I see it. Is ripping it up and he's cutting down Biden. I
But
mean,
I don't see
who
it on the
doesn't?
YouTube chat.
Oh, I do. I see him. What's up, Gibran?
Okay, I see him now, but it's a
YouTube
different.
sucks. Rumble rocks. I
Okay,
mean,
I
that's why
see
we on the
that,
Rumble
but I
side,
don't see
bro.
the other one.
I got you, my man. I got you. It's just that YouTube said bring up your YTT, otherwise we're going to demonetize you by the end of the month. I've been monetized for the last 8 months and not using it. So I'm like, all right, fine. We'll see who can demonetize who first. Let's go. Just saying.
I'll never go on YouTube, sorry.
Employee civil rights protections at risk under AI, DEI, hiring discrimination. I mean, this is the kind of shit that why I don't like AI. When it comes to AI, discriminations are taught to the AI platform on the diversity, equity, inclusion ideologies, and then we're fucked because they're just going to go ahead and they're going to spew that to us and to our kids and to other generations. And everybody's going to always just be indoctrinated right from the fucking start. We need to nip that shit in the butt. Just saying. But lack of better words. Oh, what? 14-year-old Alabama high school football player collapses and dies during practice.
Well, this is like what, one of 10,000 kids dying?
Suddenly?
Suddenly.
Don't worry about it. 5 people arrested in connection to actor Matthew Perry's overdose death. Oh, okay. Sweet. I mean, they're actually going to do something because, I mean, ketamine is a bad thing. Ketamine is a bad thing. It's a very, very hard drug. I've never tried it and never actually been around it. And I'm so super, super glad because you see what kind of happens. And apparently they're going to actually go after these guys and actually try figuring out what they can to figure out the people that have been arrested and what they've really been arrested for. It could be interesting to see where this is going to go. I'm kind of interested in potentially going back and listen to the press conference for law enforcement to see why they decided to go with the 5 people. I'm not going to read the article because, like I said, we're kind of past to roughly where I wanted to be by a few moments. 4 arrested in connection with a fatal shooting in General Hospital. Actor Johnny Walker. I mean, seriously, he confronted people stealing his catalytic converter. He confronted people stealing his catalytic converter. They took
And
his
got shot?
Yep,
Wow.
in Los Angeles. 37-year-old. I mean, be careful, everybody. Be careful, everybody. No matter where you're from.
They started
Uh,
coming into my neighborhood stealing that shit.
You know, I bet. I bet. I wouldn't
Man,
doubt
when
it.
I hear it, I'm this downstairs bedroom where I'm at is kind of side of the house towards the front, right by the side gate. So I can kind of hear what's going on out front, and I'm in a cul-de-sac too. So,
I'd put
man,
myself right in that same exact spot on purpose.
if I hear something, I walk out with my gun. I don't give a fuck
Yep.
if it's 3
Yep.
o'clock in the
I put
morning,
my.
everybody's
That's
sleeping.
why when you say that you're where you're at, I'm like, yep. You put yourself in that spot on purpose, and you're facing the door. You're like, nah, these motherfuckers. You know, I mean, just saying. I got you. I understand. But I mean, be careful, y'all. They're just stealing shit. People stealing shit, and they're like, they're gonna do whatever they want. They're gonna get away with it because if they're illegal
Well, they
immigrants
will in
that
here
did
in
this,
California.
right? They're gonna get away with it. They're gonna get let go because they're like, oh well, I mean, it's just another person, no big deal. A California bill would let retailers go get restraining orders against thieves. Oh, okay.
But
The
that's gonna
thieves can
stop
go
them.
steal as much as they want. The
Yeah.
state isn't going to prosecute them in any way, shape, or form, but you can go and you can try wasting your money and see if you can get money out of them.
Fuck. I
Or,
mean, like, how are you gonna even catch them to get their name? Can I get your name so I can file a restraining order? Please. That is the most dumbest legislation.
welcome to California, y'all.
Oh my god.
Got native stuff. Oh, I mean, it's up to you, man. I don't tell people what they can think or not. It's on you. Be careful what you say, or you'll be sent to your. I mean, I go wherever I want and say what I want.
Right?
There's a constitution that says I can. Oh,
We're already all on the
wait.
list. Might as well just say what you wanna say. You
This
hear it
one,
anyway.
the Constitution. Fuck off. Go read it. If you don't know what the fuck it says, you don't know what the fuck your freedoms really generally are. That they're taking from you. Socialism. Socialism is just so great, isn't it? Let's do that. We love socialism.
What the fuck is this thing? A teen was falling asleep. Wow. Let's jail a teenager for falling asleep in the courtroom, but let the murderers go.
So Detroit. No, you have to think about this. So young girls falling asleep, gets handcuffs by the judge because the judge doesn't like her demeanor of falling asleep in the courtroom as they're supposed to be learning things. Pretends that she puts him in juvenile or whatever, puts her in cuffs and scared her, tried to do a scared straight type thing or whatever, right? You fell asleep in my court one more time, I'm gonna put you back. Understood? I mean, understood. He's the judge. That's his courtroom. You don't fuck around in his courtroom. Well,
Did they
because
do a
people be
cavity search
people.
too?
I mean, they should have, or maybe not. The Greening of Detroit released a statement saying the young lady was traumatized. She should have been. Straighten the fuck up. quit being so ignorant and thinking that, oh, okay, I'm just gonna fall asleep. No, no. You stay up during class. You sleep at night. Oh, what? That's your responsibility. That's what was given to you by your parent. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Although the judge was trying to teach a lesson of respect, his methods were unacceptable. The group of students should have been simply asked to leave the courtroom if he thought they were disrespectful. Nah, I'm going to show you exactly what the fuck happens when you actually disrespect people. They deserve to actually be treated just that way.
But how
Why?
come they can't?
Because how the fuck are you going to learn otherwise?
Well, I get it, but why did they let criminals go?
Why do they? I mean, because they don't care. I mean, exactly. I mean, this guy seemed to be straight up. I mean, pretend to arrest her. You fell asleep in my courtroom. This is the repercussion. This is what happens when you do something. I mean, did anybody else in that room learn something at the same time? That she was so traumatized? I mean, be traumatized.
She
Be
must have
traumatized
learned, like,
because that's
3
exactly what is intended to do. Scare your dumbass from doing stupid shit. What the fuck? Oh, well. All right, fine. What's wah at the judge? What's wah at the judge? Well, the judge is inconsiderate. You ain't inconsiderate judge. Released a statement Wednesday saying King's conduct does not reflect the standards we uphold in the 36th District Court. I'm committed to addressing this matter with the utmost diligence. There were so many other ways in which to have helped that young girl learn, says Mr. Dubin, the professor of the University of Detroit Mercy Law School. That's the guy, the teacher. What the fuck?
I didn't know Trader Joe's sold candles.
They might start on fire.
Oh, a super blue moon.
A super blue moon.
Day
Now,
before my birthday.
The super blue moon, it's not a second moon in the month like a normal blue moon. It's the seasonal blue moon. So that's the third one in the series of 4 like super moons or something that are supposed to happen or some shit. So that's what they're like, it's a rare super blue moon. They just giving names to things. What the fuck? You won't see another one until 2037 in January. Just saying. It should be a fairly large moon. This one's actually kind of different than most moons that I've actually dealt with or whatever. You guys seen me a couple months ago. She actually made a moon frog thing or whatever because I was just an angry right around these moons. That's why I kind of follow them, is because I have the tendency to actually feel the 28-day whatever universal calendar that we should be on. I don't know why. And heels of the Parasite meteor shower earlier this month, August is offering another great astronomical sight. The rare combination of the supermoon and the blue moon. So, I mean, it should be a fairly large. It's not going to be blue. You're not going to walk out there and be like, oh, it's blue. No. It's just that it's a rare moon that doesn't normally show up. Look. The same side of the moon that we see all the time.
I was just gonna say the moon. I've been looking at it the last few days. It looks so close. It looks like closer than a city.
Yeah, it's huge. Huge. Super blue moon. 19th. You got a few more days. It should be. It's gonna be bigger. It's gonna be bigger. That's what. It's gonna look huge. If you're already thinking it looks like a city, you're gonna be like, holy crap.
No, I mean, it looks
And
like I
it's
could just like drive to it. I mean, it looks
Right.
really close.
I mean, over there. I mean, Shut up.
It's within the dome.
You gotta
It's
laugh
in the
that
dome. It's
YouTube
not
is
outside the dome.
Who's pimping now? Live Rumble Studios squeeze up. I mean, dickheads be dickheads. I mean it all right. We don't have to call them all out for being dickheads. We just let them be dickheads. And be like, welcome. I'm a dickhead. How you?
Scotsman.
Hello, dickhead.
Dickhead.
Candles are just so bad. So funny. Like trying to prevent you from buying candles because, you know, I mean, just in case the electricity
Start
goes
fire.
out. You can't have light. We don't want you to have light.
No. They want you in the dark.
I gotta actually stop sharing for the next one. This one I'm not gonna really go like. I know that I watched Dan Bongino today. Did you watch Dan? You listen to Dan?
I did not.
You, have you before? Right?
Oh yeah.
He's
I have him
great.
on my
He's
website.
he's a great listen until he decides to walk away and give you a chair. And then you just like, oh. Dan Bongino reacts to shocking new video January 6th that shows mystery man carrying bag toward location of DNC pipe bomb. There's some video. So you remember this?
Yeah, I do.
Of the DNC pipe bomb thing or whatever? Because Kamala
Yeah.
was supposedly in the building, right?
Yeah.
And all this kind of like occurs, whatever. Like you see the things happen and this, that, and the other. They're like, yeah. Uh-huh. I did this once. That's why I'm kind of zipping through it or whatever. And you notice, and you're like, yeah, what's going on? Nothing. No, nothing. There's nothing in these videos that you can really see that are of necessity. Until all of a sudden, the one person that just so happens to be, where does it come up? Whoops. Soon on this one, because after they pull up, because this is her, supposedly.
Kamala?
Yeah, this is Kamala.
Okay.
This is her pulling up or whatever, because they're going to bring her into the building. This is her, you know, so how they blocked off the road to actually go and do their thing, whatever, right? They're making sure that people aren't crossing the road. There's no people walking around. There's nothing, right? Oh, wait, huh? There's what? There's these guards. These guards.
Okay. Are those her Secret Service?
Yeah, these are all her Secret Service supposedly. Other than maybe that guy, or maybe another guy that just so happens. Oh wait, he walks right into the building. Oh, he must be part of it. They're like, here, we got a bunch of shit for you. These motherfuckers. They're like, here, it's this one.
Going to see here. Kamala Harris was not at the Capitol on January 6th, as I just said, which is the strangest thing because nobody wants to talk about it. Even Kamala Harris. They keep telling us there was an insurrection on January 6th. Yeah, Kamala Harris was at the Democrat National Committee headquarters, right down the block.
It's so loud.
And if there was an insurrection, the story of her being there with a bomb outside should be the biggest story in the news. But ladies and gentlemen, no one wants to talk about it. Bottom line up front, here's what I think happened. I think this is one of the biggest scandals in politics. They could not, absolutely could not, have Republican United States senators on certification day outing stories of voter fraud. You understand? All of America would have. But I don't try to shut this. This is about, I don't know, 15 feet away where the bomb was later, found. You'll see Julie put this together there. You'll see this. You'll see the guy getting out with a bag out of this Metro police car. And you see him right there with the bag. He looks, I don't assume he's a police officer. He's in a police vehicle. He could be.
Oh, it's not that guy. He's not the one that. Why would the police drop that guy off? No, that's not him. That's not him. Stop it, Dan. You don't know what
I
you're
don't
talking
understand. Like, where did he go? Where's the footage when he got out of the cart?
DOD bomb tech and the bomb dog. How did they miss it? The answer is it probably wasn't there. It was probably planted just minutes before it was found. It is the only thing that makes sense if you're applying Occam's razor.
I mean, it's the only thing that makes sense. What in the goddamn hell? Are you serious, bro? They're trying to play games with us. They're like, seriously, because you remember, this happened on 6th. This happened on the 6th. So while it happened on the 6th, while everything else was already going on, they're trying to actually say, oh, look, wait a minute. Look at the footage. Look at the footage. I covered this footage. I covered this footage back when they first released it how long ago. But now all of a sudden there's new footage that shows the guy getting out of the cop car before he comes up and does a couple of other things. Oh, oops. Yeah, did what? Who did what? Again, fuck you, YouTube.
Yeah, fuck you, YouTube.
Oh, wait. Shoot. Close the wrong one. We're almost there. Like I said, very few. I guess my timing was off. Like I said, I hollered at doing too much. What? Mysterious black ring spotted in the sky over Virginia. Mysterious black ring? Oh no. What's the
What is it?
What's the mysterious black ring? What
Is it AI?
Mysterious black ring appeared over the sky over southeastern Virginia on Tuesday. Nextstar's Wavy started receiving messages shortly after 11 a.m. and viewers have reached out to the images of the video, ominous-looking ring floating in the sky. Ron Steve, who sent it in a video, said he was working in the vicinity of the Eastern State Hospital in Williamsburg when it appeared overhead. He described it as a huge smoke ring and said it disappeared after about 10 minutes. Another person in the area of Old Moortown stopped to snap some photos of it. Ooh, okay. Mysterious black rings.
Is this the CERN thing?
I don't know.
I saw something else like rings on the internet, and they're saying it's like the CERN punching holes.
This one I didn't really look into. Climate alarmist gets rocked by Citibank staffer while staging protests inside bank's New York headquarters. Okay. Video. I didn't need to watch it because of the words.
Who is this?
A climate protester.
Oh, that's funny.
Again, fuck you, YouTube. I know better. I know better. They don't like people getting punched. They're like, oh, I'm so scared. This is violent. Masculinity. Oh my god. I can't believe that you just punched him in the face. Oh my god. Go, Karen, go. Go, Karen, go. Oh my god, I gotta run away from him. He's gonna hit me next. No, he don't give a fuck about you. He give a fuck about this dumbass that's sitting there being like, look at me. I'm a climate protester. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Quit lying. Get punched in the jaw. A couple times.
That's funny.
That's a good punch. It's a good punch. Bam.
Bam.
I mean, good stuff. Good stuff.
I should have punched him in the throat. Do a throat punch.
You're all the best. Now, if you haven't done so, if you smash, like, share, do all those wonderful things for us, it really does help algorithms. If you can afford to help, please do. Please do. Hit up somewhere, anywhere, and help me. It really does go a long way.
Help me help
helps
you.
me with family cost and other medical related things that I still deal with when it comes down to pain issues, so I'm trying to fix some of it, but it's still there. Still there. So, as far as that goes, some of the meds are still needed. I do appreciate y'all. There's one thing left. One thing left. I thought it was hilarious. So I'm like, whoever did this has made me laugh so super hard. I'm like, yes, good job. Elon Musk says the haters will say this is AI.
I like it. I like it.
I did tell you that I marked it kind of AI thing, whatever. So, wow, there you go. I marked it for a reason. That's why I'm like, I can say more things tonight. YouTube ain't doing shit. Garm really seriously ruined their algorithm. They got fucked. They got fucked big time. I really seriously believe so. Out of all the things that I've done in the last few days, to not get yeeted off of YouTube at the same time, their game is done.
Yeah.
From the way I can see it, there's no way. They were yeeting every single time I did anything Donald Trump, period. The second they hear his voice, boom, yeet. Telling you, they've changed their way. They've changed their way, and I'm gonna fuck with them. Rumble style. Let's go. Y'all are over there. It's still monetized right now. You can kind of join that, and you can kind of, give or not. Fuck YouTube. One more time. They did such a good job with it, and I'm like, yes. And Elon's comment to it is just the best, because I'm like, yes, there you go, Elon. Troll the shit out of them. Haters will say this is AI. Make it real, bro. Make it real, because that's funny as fuck.
On the Botox fentanyl nerve blocks hurt like hell going in. Fair warning.
Botox fentanyl nerve block hurt. Why are you doing Botox? Trump's been working on his footwork. Yeah, he's got it down. He's got it down. He's fancy footwork. The whole Elon Trump thing, whatever. I watched like half of it with the quartering, and I refuse to go back and watch any of it. I don't want to watch the rest of it. I don't know why. I really seriously feel that I don't want to watch it. I think it's Elon. I don't have a problem against him personally, other than he's World Economic Forum stuff or whatever. So I mean, when it comes down to it, you just you're like, well, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, how do you? I don't know. All right, we'll go out with one more. I do appreciate y'all. Love y'all. If you can do me that favor, do all those thumbs up things, like, share, do those things for me. Do them. You want to. Faulkner, thank you so
Thanks,
much.
guys. Yep. Thank you. It's been nice having you back, Frog.
Love y'all.